Taking the field now are your captains for the home team.
Under a sunny sky with a game time temperature of 86 degrees, we welcome you live to the campus of Carl Albert High School in Midwest City at Gary Rose Stadium and Jim Harris Field for tonight's big-time matchup in the large school division of Oklahoma high school football. Three-time defending 5A state champion and top-ranked Carl Albert faces 6A Division II, number 1, Stillwater. Hello again, everybody, and good evening. I'm Todd Miller, joined by Sean Meek, Tyler, and Toby, our broadcast crew tonight, under, again, a sunny sky with a game-time temperature of 86 degrees. Winds are out of the south-southeast at about 9 to 12 miles per hour. They will switch a little bit during the course of the game and come in straight out of the south. The captains are meeting at midfield for this showdown, and Sean Meek, this is a big-time ball game, as evident by the media attention during the week and certainly here tonight at the game. And then, of course, the top billing according to the Oklahoman in terms of high school football games.
Yeah, one of the marquee matchups in the state tonight here, Todd, and just one of the great atmospheres and environments in Oklahoma high school football here, too, at Carl Albert. You can just see kind of the pageantry around the game, the crowd we've got out tonight. Stillwater traveled well. Should be a really fun night. Two high-powered programs, a lot of tradition on both sides, obviously, and two teams are at the top of their classes, respectively, so it should be a ton of fun.
Stillwater ranked number 1 in 6A Division II after last week's number 1 team, Choctaw, lost. Stillwater owns a 45-15 victory at Tulsa Union and a home opening 69-0 whitewashing defeated last week. Carl Albert, meanwhile, remains number 1 in 5A after a 41-8 victory over Midwest City and a 57-0 shellacking of Lawton Eisenhower last week. Carl Albert begins the night with the state's longest win streak. The Titans have won 41 consecutive ball games. As we see the indication, Carl Albert has won. They will kick, and Shawnee will get Stillwater will get the football and move left to right. These two teams do not have a lot of history. In fact, the series began back in 2000 and 2001, and the two teams did not play again until 2024. Last year, the game was contested in Stillwater. Carl Albert shut out the Pioneers 30-0. The prior two meetings were split. In the first ever showdown, it was Stillwater winning 42-30 over the Titans, and in 2001, Carl Albert got a revenge, winning 50-23. The head coaches, both graduates of the respective programs. Mike Dunn is not only the head football coach, but the athletic director here at Carl Albert. His counterpart is Chad Kaywood. He, too, is the athletic director at Stillwood. Kaywood has been on the staff at Stillwater for 25 years. He took over as the Pioneers head football coach in 2023. He is a Pioneer and an OSU graduate. He was the offensive coordinator on the Pioneers 2022 state championship team. Stillwater has gone 55 years or had gone 55 years in between state titles for 1967 to 2022. And Sean, they hope certainly that will not be the case again, and this is a team that I think really has a chance if they can survive their district with Choctaw, along with Piedmont and Putnam City Original, to make some real noise in the postseason.
Yeah, like you said, Todd, their district's pretty stacked, and I think Stillwater's got as much talent as anybody in 6A2. Some of those other teams you mentioned with Choctaw, Piedmont, PCO. I know PCO's got some key pieces added to their roster this year, so it should be a ton of fun. But I really like one of those teams out of that district to probably compete for the 6A2 title. Maybe multiple teams, but one of them to win it.
Stillwater has made their way onto the playing surface. They came in out of the northeast gate. Carl Albert will follow here momentarily. The Pioneers tonight are the white and gold tops, white helmets, and blue bottoms. Carl Albert in the traditional all-home red uniforms with white numerals and lettering. Mike Dunn spent 4 years at Del City before becoming the head coach here at Carl Albert. He started his coaching career under the legendary Gary Rose here at Carl Albert, and he said that every step he has made, and Sean, you know this, sometimes leads you back to your roots, and certainly you never forget where your roots are. And everything you've done in your coaching career before you retired from Luther, and certainly what Mike Dunn has done here at Carl Albert, is pay homage to those that have influenced him.
Yeah, you can just tell, and I'm sure Coach Dunn, I don't want to speak for him, but you can probably say he'd say the same thing, just how much this place means to him. The pageantry here, mentioned that a little bit earlier, just one of the really unique and special sights in Oklahoma high school football. You look on the big screen how fired up the student section is, got the band playing, got the cheer going on. So I know this place is special to Coach Dunn, and it's just really neat for him to have the continued success here that he has.
Let's take an opening 30-second timeout. We'll be back to kick off a battle of top-ranked teams. 2-0 Stillwater, unbeaten Carl Albert. It's coming up next on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Here we go. Carl Albert about to break huddle. Stillwater already out there with their kickoff return coverage team, and we are ready for football tonight between 5A's three-time defending state champions who come into the season tied with 19 state championships with Ada High School for the most in Oklahoma Prep football history. Again, they are trying to avoid the fate of the last 2 weeks in which the two teams that entered that week, Washington 2 weeks ago, last week Tipton an 8-man, both entered with the state's longest win streak, and both were beaten. Washington 2 weeks ago at Sulphur. Last week it was Hollis knocking off Tipton. Deep to receive the kickoff for the Stillwater Pioneers is Deacon Jones, a 6'1", 183-pound junior, and David Thomas, who has multiple Division I offers already. It's just a sophomore, 6 foot, 171 pounds, awaits the kickoff, and it will be coming from, I believe, Kian Floranda. Floranda is a junior. He has averaged on 6 kickoffs this year, 38.2 yards per kick. I say that, and it's 37. Stephen Welch, the junior, has kicked off 9 times for an average of almost 56. So here we go. Carl Albert and Stillwater, only the 4th meeting and the 2nd since 2001. Final year of a home-and-home contract. We're underway, and here's the toe to leather, and he sends it airborne, and it's going to be Deacon Jones to return from the 3, running left to the 10, Jones to the 15 to the 20, Jones to the 30. He slipped to the turf where he probably gains more. Still, a return of nearly 30 for Deacon Jones, who comes into the ball game averaging almost 20 yards per return, and pretty good starting field position now for Tank Tapto, the sophomore quarterback from Stillwater.
Jones slipped on the turf there. He looked like he had a chance to get 15, 20, 25 more yards right there. So Carl Albert kind of caught a break there early.
Officially at the 31 is where Stillwater will start with 11:51 to go here with the opening quarter. They open with a single setback. That is Jaden Adams. We'll tell you more about him in just a moment. And they sweep left with Adams. He looked like he slipped a little bit as he turned left. Picks up 2 out to the 33-yard line. Jaden Adams, 36 carries now. He's got over 360 rushing yards. He carried 25 times, Sean, for 248 in their Week 1 victory at Tulsa Union.
That's impressive. You can have almost 250 yards rushing against a team like Tulsa Union. That's impressive no matter what the circumstances are.
2-yard gain to the 33. They split the backs. Now the motion of man to the near side. That's Deacon Jones. Handoff. No, it's a fake handoff. They swing it out left, and the ball is caught, but for minimal yardage. And I believe that was David Thomas, the sophomore, making his 13th catch, and he was planted right in his tracks. It's going to bring up 2nd down, make that 3rd down and 9 for Stillwater, who has been outstanding on 3rd down tries in the first 2 games.
Good job on the defensive end up top there on the screen. Taught on the last play, little play action, little flat route. He stayed home, did a good job.
Tapto, the sophomore, facing a big 3rd down opportunity here at the 32. Direct snap, flags are down. There was movement up front, and that's going to cost the Pioneers 5 yards and penalty. The offensive line, Crawford, McElroy, Pitchford, Vitone, and Jacobs are huge. They average 280 pounds tackle to tackle, and they have been really good in protecting their sophomore signal caller through 2 weeks.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and long here, Todd. Be interesting to see how the Carl Albert defense plays it here, if they try to apply some pressure or play coverage.
Line of scrimmage back at the 28. This drive started at the 31. Whitecaps says, let's go. Back to throw. Tapto throws near side. Ball is caught, and then it's dislodged, incomplete. Bakari Johnson was there, and he was able to knock the ball away from David Thomas, who had what would have been a 1st down catch near the 45.
Yeah, good job on Makari Johnson there, working through the receiver's hands. Like you said, Todd, if he catches that, it's first down by about a yard.
Look out, here is Jackson Webster, who is a big play threat every time he touches the football. Braden Pratt, a junior who's on just 2 punts this year, averaged 52 yards a punt with a long of 62. Needs a good one here. He stands back at his own 15. Carl Albert backs off the pressure. The snap was low, and it's not a good kick to the near side. It's at midfield. Now it's going to turn over and take a Pioneer bounce. It'll be down to the 44-yard line. So here comes Carl Albert after forcing a 3-and-out with that very good offensive unit working with a short field.
First and 10, Carl Albert.
Couldn't ask for a much better start here for Carl Albert, going 3-and-out. Not a great kick, like you said, so great field position. Let's see what their offense does.
10:53 to play here in the first quarter. Todd Miller, Sean Meek, Tyler and Toby, the crew as well, here from Gary Rose Field and Gary Rose Stadium and Jim Harris Field. From the 44, it is Anderson Collier, who is the son of the district athletic director, Andy Collier, that will start at quarterback. He has completed 17 of 26 passes for 206 yards this year. He is just a junior, 5'10" and 185 pounds. Elijah Matthews, 200-pound junior, good size, opens in the backfield. He's number one, and they hand it off to Matthews on the first play offensively. And Matthews right behind that offensive line, very near a first down. He's to the Stillwater 47-yard line. He needed to get to the 46, and he went right behind the left guard, Kalen Smith, and the center, Wyatt LeClaire.
Started with just some simple gap scheme power there with a couple lead guys, kick out block leading up. That's some downhill football. Great job by Carl Albert.
Elijah Matthews has gone over 100 yards rushing each of the first 2 games for this rebuilt Titan team, who lost a ton off arguably one of the state's greatest all-time defenses a season ago. They hand it off to Matthews again. This time there's penetration, and down he goes. And able to get through to make the stop for the Pioneers was Trayson Germany, a 235-pound junior at nose tackle. That negates a loss, or negates the run on first down, and brings up third and 2. Line of scrimmage back at the 48-yard line. The offensive line for Carl Albert averages 242 pounds, tackle to tackle. That's Welsh, Smith, LeClaire, Esperanza, and also the right tackle is Perucci. And it'll be a zone read, and it's going to be a run for a first down. Running behind left guard and getting down to the 44-yard line for a first down carry as they went out of the Wildcat that time with Elijah Matthews. So in 3 plays, Carl Albert has moved from their own 44 to the plus 44. Clock reads 9:19 to play in a scoreless first period. Titans on the march after forcing a 3-and-out for the Stillwater offense. They'll have a tight end lined up right. 3 receivers that way as well. The tight end on the near side is Bo Davis. It's an empty backfield for Anderson Collier. He is going to, actually, it's a Wildcat again with Matthews, and he's got running room, 50, 40, 30, and he's spun down and ushered out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. At the 24, a simple Wildcat run. It was student body right and a big gain of almost 20 for Elijah Matthews.
Yeah, just ran a little stretch zone right there up to the 3 receiver side. Tried to get the defense to commit to the tight end down here, and good job by Carl Albert.
It is a 20-yard run for the 44 to the 24 of Stillwater. First down, number 2 for Carl Albert on this opening drive. We dip under 9 minutes to play here in the opening period. There's no score, but the Titans are on the march. Tight end is lined up left. 3 receivers split short left. And again, it's Matthews on a high snap out of the Wildcat. Gets out of an ankle tackle, lowers his helmet, is inside the 20. Still going, breaks another tackle inside the 15. And he's down to the 12-yard line. And Matthews right now is just doing this himself. First, getting some good blocking up front. But yards after contact have been very impressive.
Yeah, like you said, Todd, I mean, outside of just winning the point of attack up front, Carl Albert offensive line getting 3, 4, 5 yards before he's contacted. He's getting an extra 5 or 6 after contact. So that's something that Stillwater's going to have an answer for soon.
Caden Johnson, the junior strong safety, is down, and we'll take a timeout as they attend to him. Carl Albert in the red zone after a 12-yard Matthews carry, 1st and 10 at the 12. We're back after these messages on Squirtle. It has been Elijah Matthews that has carried on every play of this drive, and he has rushed for his own 44 and now has the Titans poised inside the Stillwater red zone to get the go-ahead score. They face 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Good sign is Caden Johnson, the 6', 176-pound junior at strong safety, was able to walk off the field on his own power. Jaden Adams is now into the ballgame, a 5'7", 170-pound sophomore at safety. Again, it's Matthews out of the Wildcat. They motion Jackson Webster as a wide receiver, and he'll line up slot right. One of 2 receivers that way, and the receiver to the near side is Austin Johnson. Matthews gets the snap. Now he waits for a block, and they're going to blow the play dead.
They're going to get movement on Carl Albert.
It's going to be a rare penalty against the Titans. If you've ever watched Carl Albert football, not only do they have great players, but they're so well coached and very disciplined. And that is the first penalty against the Titans. It's now 1st and 15 at the 17.
Yeah, let's bring up 1st and 15, like you said, Todd. Just not very characteristic for the Titans. You don't see that very often. It's definitely not what you want to see on 1st and not goal, but 1st and down inside the 15.
Now Anderson Collier comes back in, the starting quarterback. He is out there. Well, I thought he was. He's not. 3 receivers wide right, tied into that side as well. Second tight end Davis to the press box side. It's a keeper again, Matthews, and good penetration, and down he goes. As Bradford Mitchell, I believe, the defensive guard, junior on the far side, was the one that tripped him up.
Great play by the Stillwater defense right there. If he doesn't make that tackle, he probably gets back into the end zone. Matthews does. He had a lot of grass over there on the right side in the crease, so that saved the touchdown.
Here comes Collier. He is into the ball game and will replace Jake Miller, who has been one of the tight ends along with Davis that has been used here early. So the first time since the 3rd snap of this drive that is now 7 plays old, we've seen Anderson Collier. Matthews in the backfield. The snap is high. Collier will keep it. Stiff arms a tackler running left, and he's rolled down after a gain of 1. Manages to get just to the 16-yard line as it was Kelowna, the 260-pound senior that's getting a ton of looks from major colleges out there on the defensive line that made the stop.
You talked about it earlier with just Stillwater's size and athleticism up front on offense, but their defensive line is not any different. They've got a lot of speed and athleticism, some guys with some length up there.
Nehemiah Colone, 3rd down and 14 at the 16-yard line. He was named to the All-6A2 Vipe All-Star team. Quick throw out left. And the ball is caught, but for minimal gain. Stillwater doing a good job cracking down as that play goes for minimal yardage. Marcus Evans with his 3rd catch of the year, and he gets down to the 11. It's a gain of 5. It's 4th down, and we may see a field goal for the first time from Carl Albert this season.
Yeah, it looks like Floranda, number 39, is coming on to try what will be about a 28-yarder.
Floranda has yet to attempt a field goal. This will be from the near side hash. It will be a 28-yard attempt. He is 11 of 13 on extra points. In fact, neither Stillwater or Carl Albert this week, coming into this week, have attempted a field goal. Again, from 28 yards left hash. All this taking place at the north end of Gary Rose Stadium and Jim Harris Field. Snap back, ball down. Everything is perfect. One-step approach is on the way. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's no good. How about that? Stillwater. Actually, it did go in. The ball was tipped and went in. My apologies. A 28-yard field goal, but Stillwater really did a good job in bowing their net.
Yeah, it looked like they, like you said, Carl Albert had 1st and 10 at about the 13. Penalty didn't help him, but Stillwater defense bowed up right there and got a stop. Wasn't a great hold, great snap. Kind of an ugly operation, but all that matters is it went through, and Titans are up 3-0.
3-0 Carl Albert, 7:01 to play. First quarter. We're back after this, so the Squirtle game of the week.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Why be a Ranger?
3-0 on a field goal attempt from Floranda that actually was tipped and did get inside the right upright. And that is the score after each team has had one possession. Sean, I ask you, were you surprised they got away from the Wildcats set?
Yeah, I am a little, Todd. I thought they were controlling the point of attack, line of scrimmage right there. I anticipate Carl Albert to come back to that quite a bit throughout the night. But even though I know Carl Albert's probably a little disappointed by the field goal right there or not getting a touchdown, through 5 minutes of gameplay, I think Carl Albert's really got to like where they're at, just controlling the line of scrimmage, running the ball. I think they're in a good spot.
Well, and I'll tell you, Stillwater has to feel good. Their defense really bowed its neck and was able to hold them to 3. Here is the right to left kick. It's a high end over end kick. It's going to settle into Jones' arms at the 2. Deke it out to the 10, down the middle of the field, 20 to the 30. Jones up across the 34 and spun down at the 35-yard line. And I'll tell you, Carl Albert is usually very sound on special teams, but that tells you how special Deacon Jones is, as he nearly took that one right up the seam into the house.
Well, I think you answered the question right there, Todd. In my opinion, you got to keep the ball out of that guy's hands in the open field the rest of the night. I think I'd be kicking away from him as much as possible.
6:52 to go in the first quarter, 3-0 in favor of Carl Albert. Now the Pioneers started the 35. Their previous drive started at the 31 and went backwards, commencing on a 4th and 13 after a penalty at the 28. Single setback is Jaden Adams. Tap toe remains out there at quarterback. He has a tight end to the near side. They run behind him with Adams. Adams gets out of the grasp of the defender of the backfield and is down to the 39. If the play stands, there's 2 yellow hankies down. It would be a 4-yard run, but initially it looks like a hold coming up against Stillwater.
Yeah, they're going to get Stillwater for a hold right here.
4-yard gain on the play.
So that will take away a 4-yard gain. A 10-yard penalty brings up a first down and 20, and the line of scrimmage will be back somewhere around the 25-yard line. Carl Albert is just too good defensively to put yourself behind the chain, Sean. They've done it now on back-to-back drives of the Pioneers.
Yeah, you just can't do those things. You got to be able to win first downs. You'll get into manageable situations for your offense.
1st and 20, back at their own 25-yard line. 6:48 to play here with the first period, 3-0. By the way, how about the new Score app on our broadcast? This is as good as ESPN or Fox or better.
Yeah, it's better. It's better. I think anybody watching at home would agree. They've watched games on Saturday and watched the Squirtle Cruise production on Friday, and I think this production's a little better.
Tap toe, checks to the far side. Now they flip Adams from the right to left. Tap toe drops, pocket holds, throws left, receiver open. He makes the catch at the 43, and he's punched down at the 44-yard line. And we may get targeting. Jamal Livingston was the one that made the catch. His helmet came off, and right after he was hit, a flag came in.
Yeah, this is going to get 15 tacked onto the end of it too, Todd.
If it's targeting, he would be out of the ball game. The striped shirts are getting together. Stillwater was sneaking up towards the conference, and now one of the officials saying, get back. And this is a big-time game with big-time officials in this one.
This is a tough call right here for the officials.
They're going to pick it up.
I think that's a tough play on the defensive back. The receiver is changing levels, as he's catching and going to the ground. I don't think it was a malicious play at all. I agree to pick up the flag there.
19 yards for Jamal Livingston by 2. That's his longest catch of the year. First down of the night for the Stillwater Pioneers at their own 44-yard line. It comes with 6:26 to play in the first period, and Carl Albert leading the Pioneers 3-0. Livingston, who took a shot but held on, now will come out of the ball game as they substitute here. Now we're ready to go. Not certain what the delay was about. Carl Albert working with a 4-man defensive front. They're cheating Austin Johnson, who's the nickel man, up to the line of scrimmage as well. So at times it looks like a 5-man front. They shift and go with 2 tight ends left. Single setback again is Adams, and Adams is drugged down and dropped for a loss. Bo Davis, who came in with 7 tackles, 2 of those for loss, gets his 3rd for -3, and that play had no chance as Davis got into the backfield.
Yeah, great play by Bo Davis right there. He just point of attack right off the bat. Wasn't picked up, made the play.
3rd down and short. So that was not a first down catch by Livingston. So it's 3rd down and about 3. The ball is at the 41-yard line. So Stillwater still looking for back-to-back first downs in this first period. Tied in left. Handoff again to Adams, running left guard. First down as he submarines down to the 46-yard line. He picks up 5, and then will refresh the down marker with 5:17 to play here in the first quarter. 3-0 Titans.
Out to the Pioneer 46-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10, Stillwater.
Good block into that left side behind William McElroy, the 287-pound senior left guard. Again, they average 280 pounds tackle to tackle. Tight end left, single setback. 1st to 10, 46, handoff to Adams. Hit, spins off contact, picks up a yard to the 47, and then the red wave comes in and smothers him to the turf. Short gain, 2nd and long upcoming as we wind towards 5 minutes to play first period. 3-0 Carl Albert.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9, Pioneers.
2 receivers to the near side. Deacon Jones, the junior, who is very, very good, is split short left. They look that way. They're going to air it out for Jones in double coverage. He goes up in traffic and can't make the catch. Good coverage that time. Jake Farley was back there along with Dustin Anderson. And it ended up not being a bad throw at all by Tapto. But it's incomplete. 3rd down and long upcoming for the Pioneers, who are 1 of 2 on 3rd down tries tonight. .453 to play, opening period. 3-0 to the strength of a tip but made 28-yard field goal from Floranda, capping the first Titan possession of the night. 4-man defensive front. Fake the handoff. Now they're going to shovel it ahead. The ball's dropped. Deacon Jones, but that play was going nowhere. The catch is made at the 50. Jake Farley is right there. And it's 4th down and 9 for Stillwater, and they'd only punted their first 2 games twice. We're about to have our second punt for the Pioneers here in the first period.
Trying a little tunnel screen up to the boundary side right there. And like you said, Todd, that play was kind of doomed from the beginning.
Braden Pratt will be the punter. He punted for 25 yards on his first attempt of the night. Titans have Jackson Webster and Elijah Matthews deep. Snap floats back, no pressure, and he shanks it again to the near side. It's going to hit at the 32, and it's going to roll laterally out of bounds at around the 32 or 33-yard line. That's only about a 19-yard punt. And good starting field position for the second offensive touch of the night for the home team in red.
This three-bed in Hera offers
Line of scrimmage at the 19-yard line with 4:40 to play here in the first period. Carl Albert trying to build on a 3-0 lead. Titans last week put 50-plus on the board against Eisenhower and probably could have scored 100 or more. Single setback, Matthews, straight drop. Collier throws a little slip screen across the way. That's Webster, 35, up across the 40. Convoy of blockers, Kalen Smith out in front. Gain goes to the 41-yard line, so it's going to be a gain of about 8 and bring up 2nd and short.
Nice screen design there from Carl Albert. Tunnel screen up to the top. Got just enough penetration from the defense, got them overcommitted and opened up some lanes.
Nick Hill, who's the largest offensive lineman for Carl Albert, going to come in now at right tackle, all 300 pounds of him. And also checking in is Darian Thomas, wearing number 21. Thomas is in the backfield. They go with a fullback, and out of the gun, it's Collier. He's going to keep it on a run. That's actually Matthews. And the Wildcat, and he spins and has a first down on the 45-yard line. That's their favorite play. Matthews out of the Wildcat.
He just
continues. It has been tonight.
Yeah, he just continues to get 2, 3, 4 yards after contact every time. Dragging piles, dragging tacklers. He's tough back to bring down.
Had a 92-yard run earlier this season. Had carried 28 times for 365 and 4 scores. Those 4 rushing touchdowns led the Titans through 2 games. In the own wins over Midwest City and Lawton Eisenhower. Next week, they open up district play against Western Heights. Fresh set of downs at the 45-yard line. Stillwater looks like they're coming on an all-out blitz, and here they come. They hand it off to Matthews, and he is jumped on and tackled to the 48-yard line, a gain of just 3.
Stillwater went a little bit of an exotic look there defensively. They had about 5 or 6 bodies standing up, 2 or 3 yards from the line of scrimmage, dancing around, trying to give you a different look.
2:56 to play here in the first quarter. Titans about to penetrate into Pioneer territory for a second time. 3-0 our score after Carl Albert capped their first drive, an impressive drive that went as close as the 12, but went backwards to the 17, bogged down to the 11, and it was a 28-yard field goal that's the difference. Single setback, 2 receivers left. Now they motion the man to the far side. Collier to throw for the 40, throws it up near side. Ball is caught. That's Makari Johnson to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, and he's gone. 10-5, touchdown Titans. Makari Johnson with his first receiving touchdown, and that one covers 52 yards.
Number 8, Makari Johnson.
Looks like the 1 and 2 receiver down here to the bottom side of the screen gave a little switch release at the line of scrimmage. Kind of turned into a wheel route by Makari Johnson. He was wide open. Ball hung up just a little bit. Johnson did a great job of dragging it in and breaking a few tackles.
In the first 2 games, Makari Johnson, 4 catches for 39. That one goes for 52 at his first score of the season. And it is now 9-0 Carl Albert late here in the first quarter. As Flo Randa will be on to try and make it a 10-0 advantage. See if everything is a little bit better on the point after try than it was on the field goal the first time. Floranda awaits. Everything is much better. The kick is on the way, and it is good. So he is now 12 of 14 on point after tries. And with 2:34 to play in the middle of unbeaten and top-ranked teams, the Titans, with the state's longest win streak, leads it 10-0 here on Squirtle.
Why be a Ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
No matter what.
Stephen Welch, number 37, to kick it off for a 3rd time. 10-0 Carl Albert. They've done it 2 different ways. Line drive kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. And that's a huge mistake by the Titans special teams. As if Stillwater needed some confidence. They do need confidence, and they're going to get it with good starting field position.
Yeah, I have no doubt they were making an intentional effort there to kick the ball away from Deacon Jones, which is a good idea for anybody, I would say. But kicking it out of bounds is not the outcome they wanted.
But the other problem is if you don't kick it to Jones, you're kicking it to David Thomas, who is a big-time weapon in his own right.
Yeah, I don't think there is a good option back there, and that's probably what Carl Albert was thinking.
And you know what? Kicking it out of bounds, starting field position at the 35. They've started at the 31 and the 35 after Jones returns. So really no harm, no foul there. 1st and 10, down 10-0. The Pioneers bring the offense back out there. Tank Tapto gets the exchange. He hands it off to Adams. He has nowhere to go, but slips free of contact, breaks an ankle tackle. 40, look at him go. Adams, who's not real big, gets all the way out to the 43-yard line, and he did, Sean Meek, all of that himself.
Yeah, great job by Adams right there. He got hit initially in the backfield about 2 yards deep. I can't see if it was number 59 for Carl Albert or one of the other defensive tackles. One of them made great penetration, hit him in the backfield. It's a great run.
I think it was Perucci, the junior defensive tackle, second and short. Hand off to Adams. They get him up high. He is wrestled down. Managed to get to the end, and he picks up a yard to the 44. It's 3rd down and short. And there may have been a hold on that right side that the Pioneers got by with.
Looked like Darian Thomas came up there and made the stop there from his outside linebacker position.
Minute 36 to play. Clock rolling first period. 3rd and a yard. Must convert. And there's a free play. Jaden Shelley jumped.
Flag on the play.
That's going to get a free first down for Stillwater here. They'll mark off 5.
It was actually Perucci, number 59, not 55, that jumped.
Offside.
Pioneers will move to the 49-yard line to pick up their 3rd first down of the first period.
49-yard line. 1st and 10, Stillwater.
10-0 Carl Albert, late first period here with the Squirtle Game of the Week from Gary Rose Stadium and Jim Harris Field. Tapto claps his hands, gets it out quickly, near side. Ball caught at the 44-yard line and out of bounds. How about the hands that time of the sophomore David Thomas? Little simple down and out, working against the weak safety Jake Farley.
2nd and 3, Stillwater.
Yeah, great catch by Thomas there. And good job by Stillwater quarterback Tapto getting rid of the ball before pressure got to him.
2nd and 3 after a 7-yard catch. And for the first time tonight, the Pioneers are in Carl Albert territory. A long throw across the way. Catch is made by Deacon Jones, but that's going nowhere. Forward progress gets him back to the 44. Carl Albert ended up pushing him backwards. And I'll tell you, that's a very dangerous pass that just did get into Jones' hands. One of those corners jumped that route and it's 6 the other way.
Yeah, ball was in the air a long time. Got a lot of grass up there. You felt like that if he could have caught the ball cleanly, he had a chance to do something with it. But just a little slight bobble allowed Carl Albert defense to rally.
56 seconds and counting to play. Another 3rd down situation. 3rd and 4. Stillwater's lived on 3rd down and short here with the first quarter. They trail 10-0. Now they shift into a double tight end formation out of the Wildcat formation. And it's going to be a first down carry inside the 35 down to the 3. Jackson Webster made the stop with the ball carrier.
That's a great play design by Stillwater offense right there. Shifting the 2 H-backs to the right side, running counter away from it, getting a couple lead blockers.
2 H-backs in the backfield after the carry of 11 to the 33. They shift again and go with a single setback. And again, running off left guard, there's some room, 30, and he's down to the 27-yard line. He just would not go down with 24.4 seconds to play here with the first period.
Yeah, I like what Stillwater offense is doing right now out of that package, Todd. So you saw last time they shifted over those 2 H-backs, they ran counter away. That time they shifted over the 2 H-backs and ran zone to that side. So just giving Carl Albert multiple looks out of that kind of heavy formation.
I think that was Bradford Mitchell, number 8, that has carried each of the last 2 times. There's a flag down to the play. Personal foul face mask against the Titans. That'll cost them 15 yards. So the ball now will come to a rest at the 13-yard line.
And I really do think Stillwater offense has found something right now. They got some momentum, kind of got Carl Albert on their heels for the first time all night.
1st and 10 officially at the 14-yard line. They split the backs to each side of the quarterback Tapto. Now they line up as a couple of blockers left. And out of the Wildcat, it's Adams. And Adams, not much doing, gets a couple of yards down to the 12. And that'll be the final play here for the first period that has been dominated for the most part by Carl Albert, but Stillwater trying to counterpunch as we've completed one. 10-0 Carl Albert over Stillwater, a pair of unbeatens and top-ranked teams of the Squirtle Game of the Week.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
East River Roustabout.
Ninth play of the Stillwater Drive coming up as we switch ends. Pioneers now will move from right to left, and they will go with a split back look on 2nd and 9 of the 13. Now they go one back. Bradford on a wildcat, hit at the 6, spins to the 5, dragging defenders with him. He's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Stillwater.
How about that run from Bradford Mitchell? He just would not go down after he was hit right near the point of attack.
Yeah, really strong run for Bradford Mitchell right there. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. I really think Stillwater's found something. They're given multiple looks and multiple run schemes out of some of those what I'd call heavy formations. They got a couple H-backs. That time they had them split each side. Sometimes they're the same side, but I think Stillwater's doing a great job of play design right now.
Here's Zach Gabbert, the 165-pound junior, on to pull him within 3. The snap is high. The ball is down. The kick is a line drive kick, and it is good. Wasn't pretty, but he remains perfect, 15 for 15. And that ball may have been actually tipped at the line of scrimmage. It was, and that's a second deflection of the line of scrimmage for each kicker that have managed to find the uprights. Timeout, 11:52 to play first half. Carl Albert 10, Stillwater 7 of the Squirtle game of the week.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Satisfy your
9 plays, 65 yards at the time of the drive, just under 3 minutes for Stillwater. And if ever a team Sean Meek needed a score, it was the Pioneers that they got on the board.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can ask for Stillwater out there. They had to do something to turn the momentum and kind of get Carl Albert on their heels. And, being able to march the football down the field like that with running the ball and grinding some time off the clock, that's as good an answer as you could ask for.
It's really the first time we've seen that massive offensive line really control things. Carl Albert had 10 players on the field. Now they race out Jake Miller, who's one of the up men, as he awaits the kickoff from Zach Gabbert. They look like they're going to try to onside it or pooch kick it. Gabbert has it at the 40, standing to the 39-yard line. Carl Albert has 10 players for the 20-yard line up to the 47. And he does sky kick it to the far side. And a fair catch is going to be called for by Jake Farley near the 34-yard line. So with 11:51 to play, Stillwater's answered a 10-0 lead by Carl Albert. Again with that 9-play, 65-yard series. Let's see what the Titans have to counterpunch.
Heads up play with my guy Jake Farley right there on the fair catching that ball. He's one of my guys over at EOC Tech, so shout out to Jake. Heads up play right there.
1st and 10, 11:51 to play here in the first half. Titans already out there ready to get the signal from the offensive brain trust, which is very, very good. One of the best offensive coaching staffs and the higher end of high school football you're probably going to find in Oklahoma. Ball on the far side hash. 4-man defensive front. They're going to run it out of the Wildcat. And guess who it is? Matthews filling his way across the 40, and he's out to the 44-yard line. A quick gain of 11. And really not much fancy by either the Pioneers on their last drive, or certainly with Elijah Mitchell here in most of the first half for the Titans.
So a lot of Carl Albert's success in the run game, you've seen out of that same formation, the same play design. They're going 3 wide receivers down to the bottom, tight end up top, and they're running power counter gap scheme away from the tight end.
They're going to stay with a Wildcat formation with Elijah Matthews, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and a junior on his way to his 3rd consecutive 100-yard rushing game of the season from their own 44-yard line. 2-by-2 formation. Stillwater showing a 4-man front, and Carl Albert now wants to take a timeout. We're back after this break with 11:07 to play in the first half for the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Tulsa currently leads Oklahoma State.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a Brahms old-fashioned banana split. Crafted with a delicious banana, split down the middle and filled with not 1, but 3 scoops of Brahms premium ice cream flavors. To complete this masterpiece, all your favorite toppings are poured on each scoop to bring it all together in a perfect harmony of flavor. Treat yourself to an old-fashioned banana split at Brahms, where every spoonful leaves you wanting more.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Our brand, Octus.
Stillwater High School on the road tonight. Oklahoma State is home in Stillwater. How about this? First half score, Tulsa leads the Cowboys 13-3. Here it's 10-7, Carl Albert, in a much better football game. At the 44, Titans work first down and 10. That's Matthews running wide right. He is belted down. Boy, he paid the price as he crossed the 45, got 2 more to the 47-yard line. And coming up was Caden Johnson, one of the defenders that really laid the leather on him. That's a good sign. Johnson, at the end of Carl Albert's first drive, was shaken up. Second down and 7. Clock rolls towards 10.5 minutes to play here in the first half. H-back lined up to the left side. They have receivers split both left and right. And now the football is officially ready to be snapped after both teams were at the line of scrimmage. Anderson Collier, the quarterback, is back out there in a pistol formation, and he got Stillwater to jump. That was Colonna that jumped to the left side, and you wonder about the cadence, the difference between Matthews, who's the Wildcat runner, and Collier, who's the quarterback. Oh, they said that there was movement up front against the Titans. Stillwater thought it was against them, too. Line of scrimmage to the 42, second down and 12, and the Titans now have 3 penalties for 30 yards here in the first half. They lead 10-7. If you're just joining, it was 10-0 before a 9-play, 65-yard scoring drive for Stillwater on their last possession. Elijah Matthews is the running back. He is offset to the left of Anderson Collier. Second down and long of the 42. Collier will roll left. Now he's under duress, and down he goes at the 37-yard line. It came with a lot of pressure. And Colonna was back there. Also had some help from Caden Johnson as they came from about every end.
Yeah, they tried to sprint Collier out to the field side right there. Stillwater defense came up and set the edge quick, made Collier turn back inside, and Stillwater had a ton of help sitting right there waiting for him.
Colonna with his 4th sack, he'll get a half sack there. And all of a sudden now Carl Albert is way behind the chains at 3rd and 17 to their own 37-yard line. This game really, Sean, has started to turn in favor of the Pioneers.
Yeah, you feel the momentum start to shift Stillwater's way. See if Carl Albert can do something to answer here, right?
2 receivers. Collier to throw. Here comes the pressure again. He picks up a block, throws downfield with the ball incomplete. And boy, there was a lot of contact that time. A lot of contact with Dex Rolanats, who looked like he was holding the intended target of Anderson Collier.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of contact, Todd, but I don't know. I'm a little bit of a defensive-minded guy. I like the no call right there. I mean, I like the no call as long as it's called the rest of the game like that. I like to see guys be able to go compete.
Austin Johnson was the intended target of Anderson Collier, and that by far and away is the worst drive of the first half for the Titans, whose lead is 3 with 9:22 to play here in the first half. We're going to see Bo Davis, who is averaging just under 28 yards per punt on 3 punts this year, back in formation at the 23-yard line. Stillwater will rush 7. Now they peel back for the return, and Davis hit it off the side of his foot. Hits at the 42. It does turn over and go out of bounds at the 40. So it's a 23-yard punt. And the Pioneers poised to take their first lead of the night with good starting field position. Just over 9 minutes to play in the half.
Great starting field position for the Stillwater Pioneer offense right here, and be interested to see what they go back to and see if they think they found something in the ground game and just kind of keep chewing up that clock and chewing up yardage.
First down at 10. Pioneers at their own 40-yard line. Their scoring drive, the only one so far, started at the 45. Jaden Adams is the back with Taptoe in the backfield. They give it to Jaden behind right guard, trying to make a cut, and down he goes after a gain of 3 to the 43-yard line. That is a brick wall out there put up by Carl Albert. Backup defensive tackle Thomas Welsh was one of the defenders for the Titans.
Both of these defensive lines tonight, Todd, are pretty impressive units. Just not only their physical, individual playmaking ability, but they play together very well as a unit and kind of build that wall up front.
Second down at 7. Taptoe awaits the snap back from Preston Pitchford, who goes 6'4", 290 pounds. That offensive line, just in terms of looking at them from the press box, looks like something you would see at a small college.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, just metric-wise, definitely looks like something you'd see playing on a Saturday in Oklahoma.
Taptoe hands it off, and Adams breaks contact again, spins at the 49-yard line, but they say his knee was down. Boston Holland, had they not called him down, was the last line of defense for the Titans. But how about Jaden Adams? He's not very big, 5'7". He gets lost sometimes among those big guys up front. And, boy, he is not afraid to take the contact.
Well, like you said, for a guy that's 5'7", 170, he really plays behind his pads well. He plays bigger than he is. He's got incredible athleticism and balance. We saw that on that play, but we've seen him break a few tackles tonight and just continue to chew up yardage.
Third down at a yard of the 49-yard line. They shift along the defensive front, and Carl Alberts pointed out movement. Now here comes the yellow hankies.
Yeah, I think we got movement in the Stillwater backfield from number 44, Rocky Colon there.
Well, that's going to change my point. My point was going to be that in their first 2 drives, the Pioneers averaged third down conversions of about 7.25 yards. On their touchdown drive, they averaged 2 third down conversions of 1.5 yards. And that would have been 3rd and a yard before the false start penalty.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, staying in those third manageables, always talk about winning first downs and winning third downs are huge in this game.
Single receiver to the near side, tight end right, twins wide to the far side of the field. Adams on 3rd down and 6 in the backfield with Tank Taptoe. T-A-P-T-T-O is the way you spell his last name. Now they flip Adams to the left side. Play clock is down to 2. They get it snapped. Play action pass. Now rolling left is going to be Taptoe. And, boy, he was stood up. Defender went out of bounds. And now Taptoe stands over that defender and is going to draw a personal foul. That's a sophomore mistake right there.
Yeah, they're going to move him back 15 right here. And it's just unnecessary. On Taptoe's part, I'm sure he'll be coached up on the sidelines, and he'll understand that the impact it has on his team.
Well, I think he was saying, look, you gave me your best shot and I'm still standing, but don't talk smack on a 3-yard run. You would think Carl Albert will decline the penalty. It's going to be 4th down, and it would force a punt here for the Pioneers with 7:41 to play in the first half. 10-7, Carl Albert. Yep. It's a dead ball, so they'll tack it on to the end of the play. And now both teams who have had tough times punting tonight, Sean, are going to put their punter, in this case, Braden Pratt, in a little bit of a precarious situation as the line of scrimmage is back at the 32.
Yeah, you said it right there, Todd. Both teams haven't had great production in their punt game tonight as far as flipping the field on people in their special teams game. So that 15-yard penalty can prove even larger now than it really is, seeing how this punt turns out.
Pratt's kick, and it's his best effort of the night. A booming kick to the near side. Return for the 24-yard line. to the 30, 35, and that is Deacon Jones, who took a hard hit. And out of bounds he goes on special teams. Sinistaffer was down there to end the run. That is the first punt return of the season. This is week 3 for Carl Albert.
Great punt right there from Stillwater. That's really what they needed to I know they don't feel good about that last offensive possession, both the execution and the penalties and things like that. Just kind of felt like they were moving backwards the whole time. But great job right there, flipping the field. See what they can do defensively.
First down and 10 on the 36-yard line. 7.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. And they are going to go with the Wildcat formation. Elijah Matthews walks up behind the line of scrimmage. And now we get a flag thrown to the near side. Offside, Stillwater. That essentially is a free play. It's going to bring up 1st and 5 at the line of scrimmage now at the 41. Both teams have had their fair share of penalties.
Well, those dead ball fouls, Todd, are what's maddening as a coach because you feel like those are within your control.
2 receivers split just short of the line of scrimmage near side. Matthews keeps it. Boom, he's hit. Spins off contact and manages to get a yard to the 42-yard line. I'm trying to see who it was that came up. I think it was Bryson Brown. It was the Mike linebacker that hit him mano a mano. And Matthews somehow stayed at his feet, but then was corralled by a posse of Pioneers and picks up very little, if any, gain.
Brown made a great play there at linebacker, but I'm going to tell you who really made that play for Stillwater happen was number 23, Kyle Stokes. He was on the edge out here, and they came to kick him out, kick block him. He spilled that play, got inside, and blew it up from the start.
No gain to the 41-yard line, so that really offsets the penalty. It brings up 2nd down and 5. Stillwater showing pressure again. Matthews hurdles a blocker with the backfield, stays on his feet. Matthews with a 1st down carry across the 45. He's to the 47-yard line. Needed 5, he got 6, and Elijah Matthews did all of that, Sean Meek himself.
We've seen some great individual efforts from backs on both sides tonight, Todd, where they're hitting the backfield. That play should have been a 6-yard loss, and just a great individual effort picks up the 1st down for the Titans.
6:25 and counting to play first half. Todd Miller, Sean Meek of the crew with you from Carl Albert. Boy, it's great to be part of the best game of the week and what may ultimately go down as one of the best high school football games in 2025 of the regular season. Line of scrimmage at the 47 for the Titans. After a not-so-impressive previous drive, they seem to have regained their momentum here on this possession offensively. 3 receivers to the near side, the flag thrown to the defensive secondary. Starting to become a little bit flag-happy now. And a timeout has been called. Carl Albert will take the timeout. The play clock was winding down, so in order to avoid the penalty, they burned the timeout. 6:05 to play, 2nd quarter, 10-7 Carl Albert over Stillwater on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationships. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
Is your school or
Back at Gary Rose Stadium, Jim Harris Field, done a lot of games for the campus of Carl Albert. First time I've called high school football in this venerable facility that, I'll tell you what, it's big time. And the in-game production here is second to none. 1st and 10 Titans for the 47-yard line. They had to burn the timeout to avoid a 5-yard penalty. Collier back in there. Options right, pitches in the backfield. That's Tyler Simmons. Simmons gets to the edge, 50, and Simmons stays in bounds at the 46-yard line. First time we've seen the 5'8", 170-pound sophomore carry. He carried 12 times for 87 yards and a score with a long of 20 in the first 2 games.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, Todd, these 2 teams are playing physical football everywhere, but physical on the edge as well. Love to see receivers getting downfield, blocking. those are the guys that really make differences. And, man, Carl Albert's receivers are maintaining blocks 5, 10, 15 yards down the field right now.
Carl Albert through 2 weeks has averaged almost a first down per tote. They got 7 there from Simmons. And Simmons remains out there as one of the 2 backs. Jumbo formation out of the Wildcat. Matthews, he has a first down inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line of Stillwater.
Again on the carry. Flag on the play.
I did see a flag come in from in front of the play. It might indicate a hold against Carl Albert.
We are seeing a lot of different formations that Carl Albert's throwing at Stillwater right now offensively, but it's a lot of the same scheme. We see a lot of that 2-back power counter with Matthews there lined up taking a direct snap. Carl Albert's formation the heck out of them, making them see different looks, but it's a lot of the same scheme.
The run produces a first down. They'll tack 5 more yards on for a face mask. And now Carl Albert will have the ball inside the 25-yard line and just outside the Stillwater red zone with 5:08 to play here in the second quarter. Let's see if they try to adjust the clock, because during the time they were sorting out that penalty, the clock continued to roll. In fact, I think that Tyler Kerr may have been the one that caught it. He was yelling at the booth next door, the game ops crew. They've just given the update to a good crowd here, and Tulsa now leads Oklahoma State 16-3 in Stillwater. You wonder what happens to Gundy if they lose to Tulsa at home tonight.
Yeah, that's a game. I just think OSU is struggling so much offensively right now. I know Haas Haney breaking his foot early in that week 1 game is tough anytime you lose your quarterback, but it just feels like they don't have an identity right now offensively, and I think that shows with, mustering 3 points through almost 2 full quarters.
They've had a lot of problems stopping people on defense, too.
Absolutely.
So the run and the 5-yard penalty turns out to be a 15-yard play. And just outside the Stillwater red zone is the Titans of Carl Albert to the 25-yard line.
See the same formation we had last play, Todd. See the same play.
And again, it's Matthews patiently working behind right guard, and he picks up 6 down to the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, while you got Stillwater on their heels right here, I would go fast and just keep running that till they stop it.
4:45 and counting to play first half. Todd Miller, Sean Meek, the crew with you on Squirtle tonight. Wherever you're watching this Super Showdown, we're glad to have you part of your, allowing us to spend part of your Friday evening with you. Run to the 14, so it's a 7-yard run, brings up second down and 7.
You got to think they're going to show something different out of this formation eventually. Same scheme again.
And again, it's Matthews. Looked like a ball coming out of a bucking chute. First down as he bucks his way down to the 6-yard line. A gain of 8 more, and that's on this drive what they're averaging per carry.
Those last 3 snaps, Todd, have looked like instant replays of each other. Same formation, same result. They're ripping off 7, 8 yards of carry with Matthews out of the backfield running that power scheme.
8-yard carry to the 6, first down and goal to go. Carl Albert tonight, incidentally, on third down, 2 of 3. They have not attempted a third down in this drive, and this will be play number 8. Matthews out of the Wildcat, running right up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. They had him initially stopped just shy of the goal line, and the next thing you know, he squirts through. And Matthews has his first rushing touchdown of the night, and why not? He's done the lion's share of the groundwork tonight for the Titans.
Well, like we said, I mean, those really last 4 snaps, Todd, were just replicas of each other, and Stillwater's going to have to adjust to that. They had a big bubble, what I would call it, over here on the bottom side of the screen, defensive line-wise. Looks like they probably had a 3 technique and maybe a 9 technique. Just no resistance there to that gap scheme.
Flo Randa is on for the extra point. It will be out of the hold of Jake Farley, this time at the south end. Flo Randa is 1 for 1 of the extra points tonight, 15 of 15 of the season. Snap is back. Here's the extra point attempt, and it is good, but Stillwater was clearly offsides. In fact, I don't know how Floranda even got that kickoff because the Pioneers were right there at the holder as he got set to kick it. You go for 2 now. It's half the distance to the goal line. I think I might be inclined to do it.
I think if I did, I'd go the same play they've ran the last 4 snaps on offense.
What I'm saying, you haven't stopped Matthews. Why not? That looks like that's what they're going to do. So they'll bring the heavy package in, and here comes Matthews. See if Stillwater can deny the 2-point attempt. Stillwater may have cost themselves an extra point here by being offsides. 4:04 to play before halftime. It's 16-7 Titans.
If they go that same formation here, Ty, which it looks like they are, I think Stillwater's got to cover up every gap down here defensively.
Darian Thomas, a junior, is in there as one of the lead blockers. Out of the Wildcat, it's Matthews. He'll run for 2. He is hit, and this time I think they stopped him. They did. They denied him just outside the goal line.
They're marking it short right now.
Carl Albert has their hands up saying it was successful. It was not. So they finally get the stop they needed on Delisha Matthews.
Yeah, and I'll tell you where it came from, Todd. It came from like a backside. The backside penetration didn't come from play side. You felt like that if Matthews just would have kept that just off tackle there in that C gap and followed those blockers, he would have probably walked in. Maybe not walked in, but made it in on the offensive right side.
Time out of the field, 4:04 to play, first half. Carl Albert 16, Stillwater 7 on the Squirtle game of the week.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small.
7 plays, 59 yards. Couple of penalties against the Stillwater defense helped aid what ended up being a Matthews 6-yard scoring drive. It is 16-7. Carl Albert will get the football to start the third quarter after they kicked to the Pioneers to start the ball game. Welsh to boot it away to Jones and David Thomas. They stand deep for the Pioneers at the 5-yard line. Welch gets a 9-yard running approach. Toe to leather, sends it to the far side. Deacon Jones from the 10. Left to the 15, to the 20. Jones almost broke it again. Finally tackled down at the 26-yard line. Tell you what, he gets by that defender that made the stop, and he is probably the midfielder beyond of the return.
He is scary with the ball in his hands every time he touches it. I will say that's the best job that Carl Albert's done all night as far as maintaining lane integrity on the kickoff cover, setting an edge, and forcing the ball back to their help.
First down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Mike Dunn came over from Dell City, took over at the helm of his alma mater, and he is the first Carl Albert graduate to ever lead the Titan football program to a state title. From the 26, back to throw, tap toe. He'll throw out right, receiver wide open to the 38, cuts inside 40, 42-yard line. And that's where the play ends, close to the 43. And the reception was made by David Thomas, who has been really quiet tonight.
Good job by Taptoe. Letting that play develop, being patient with the ball. He had great protection.
In the backfield, Adams, 1st and 10 after a 16-yard catch. And Taptoe to throw, and they blow it dead. May have been some movement to get up front. LeBron Royal from the defensive end was in the backfield as they blew that play dead. It is a false start against Stillwater, and I think the aggressiveness of LeBron Royal up front may have been causing problems for that right side of the Pioneer offensive line.
Anytime you got a guy like Royal's athleticism and speed, strength off the edge, it always makes those tackles, always makes those offensive linemen a little bit jumpy.
I think his family are fans of LeBron James.
So LeBron's one of my guys, too, over at EOC. He's in one of our programs over there, so I get to see that kid every day. Good ball player, super good kid, fun to be around, just all around great kid.
Line of scrimmage at the 37-yard line. Tap toe to throw, drops inside the 30, over the middle. The ball thrown right to a defender at the 40. It's intercepted, returned to midfield. That's Jake Farley, and he's finally tackled to the 37-yard line of Stillwater. The ball sailed on the sophomore, and like a center fielder roaming the outfield in baseball, he hit Jake Farley right in the number 8.
So Jake Farley, another one of my guys, one of my students over there. Just a big shout-out to those guys tonight, man. Jake, LeBron, those guys are playing big time, making big-time plays tonight. Good to see those guys doing good things.
So Stillwater gets their 8th turnover forced, and that is interception number 7. They came in +6 in turnover margin. They start at the Stillwater 32-yard line. 3:31 to play in the first half. Matthews out of the Wildcat, makes a cut, finds some daylight down to the 31-yard line.
Stillwater defense, Todd's doing a pretty good job, really. I mean, the first guy's not able ever to bring Matthews down.
6-yard gain in the play.
Gain of 6 brings up 2nd down and 4 from the Pioneer 31-yard line. And I'll tell you, they've had the momentum, but it is gone now. And if you're Stillwater this late in the half, you don't want to go down again 2 scores. This is a pivotal defensive stand, and you really cannot give up more than 3.
This is a huge possession right here with 3 minutes left in the half, and also Carl Albert's getting the ball at halftime, too.
Matthews out of the Wildcat, running left. This time they clamp down on him, and he loses a yard back to the 32. Tell you who made that play was Colonna.
1 yard loss on the play.
He didn't get credit for the tackle, but he turned him back inside, and that's where there were 3 Pioneer defenders.
Absolutely. Those guys up top, both Colonna and the defensive back up top, because they kind of had a nub set up there, did a great job of setting the edge. And like you said, Todd, it's lots of times the guys that make the play aren't the guys that get credit with the tackles. Just doing a good job playing leverage football there.
Nick Hill comes in, again, the 300-pounder up front. He's also joined by Darian Thomas. Thomas will be in the backfield along with Jake Miller. They go with a offset power look. They'll hand it off again. Matthews behind those 2 blockers. Bros his way for a first down on the 26-yard line. Needed 5, he picked up 6. Tell you what, that is frustrating if you're a defensive coordinator to know what they're going to do and not be able to stop it.
Yeah, it's demoralizing when you said, when you know what's coming and you still can't stop it for, under 6-7 yards of carry.
2 minutes exactly to play in quarter number 2. Carl Albert leading 16-7. They led 10-0. It was 10-7. Titans got a 6-yard Matthews run on their last drive, and now they're threatening to go up 2 scores after an interception by Jake Farley set him up at the 37. Matthews again straight ahead. Boom! He was hit hard to the 22. Picked up 4. And, he paid the price for those 4 yards. 2nd down upcoming.
I mentioned it earlier, Todd, but just extremely physical game on both sides. Both sides got guys that will come up and strike you. Carl Albert's managing this clock really well right now. They're not in a hurry. They're comfortable where they're at. Got 1 timeout left. They're fine taking this down and scoring under 30 seconds.
Right now we're at 1:17 to go in the first half. 16-7 Titans. Gain of 4. Matthews the single setback. He's going to run left. He has running room to the 15, and Matthews cut down at the 13-yard line. So he picks up 9 and a first down on 2nd and short. They absolutely cannot stop Elijah Matthews.
Yeah, they'll get a short clock stoppage here while they reset the chains. Again, Carl Albert's doing an outstanding job managing this clock.
So they start the play clock. They're already lined up. And now we get a timeout, and this will be charged to the Pioneers. 1:02 to play in the first half. Carl Albert on the march again. They lead Stillwater in a battle of unbeatens and top-ranked teams, 16-7 here on Squirtle.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, turn to Alva State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, going to college, starting a small business, planning a wedding, or having a baby, Alva State Bank is here for all of life's milestones. To learn more, visit any Alva State Bank branch or go online to alvastatebank.com. Alva State Bank. They plant roots where others have branches. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Farming today isn't.
Todd Miller, Sean Meek, the crew with you. 1st and 10 for the 13-yard line. Now Matthews throws a little screen pass. The ball is caught. That's Jackson Webster, but he ran into a blocker, and he is dropped for a yard loss. Back to the 13. It's going to bring up 2nd down and a long 10. Clock winding towards 40 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd and 10, Carl Albert.
Here we go again. Matthews handles the snap. Boom, he's hit. Lost a yard of the 14. Goodness gracious. He ran right into one of the defensive linemen who said, not tonight. That play will go for -1. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. This very likely is a 4-point play here. Keep saying boom, but boy, this is, as Sean has told you time and time again, a very physical game. Number 1 ranked team in 6A2 Stillwater, leading the 3-time defending 5A state champions from Carl Albert, who again are 2-0 and ranked number 1. There's a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick 30-second break. 14 seconds to play, first half here on Squirtle.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Dr. Matt.
I have never been a coach. You have, so I guess we can think out loud. I was a little bit surprised at that play 2 plays ago. Matthews to Webster, when Matthews has really been almost unstoppable running between the tackles.
Yeah, it's always easy to, obviously critique a play after it doesn't work in your favor. But, again, to kind of echo what you said, Todd, it's sometimes you just go with, keep going with what's working. And they have not been able to stop Matthews the last, really the whole game, but the last 7 or 8 snaps for sure. So I'm sure if Carl Albert coaching staff, had to say it again, they'd probably want that one back.
This is a big play right here. Go into the halftime locker room, 14 seconds to play. More than likely, Collier will be back out there because Carl Albert does not have a timeout remaining. 3rd and 11 at the 14-yard line. 16-7. Titans lead the Pioneers in a big-time showdown. Well, we have a moment, a big-time thank you to Mike Dunn and everyone here at Carl Albert for their hospitality, for allowing Squirtle in to call this outstanding game. And they have been nothing short of remarkable to work with, and their help is certainly appreciated. 3rd and 11 of the 14-yard line. Collier is back out there. Matthews is in the backfield with him. 2 receivers split to the far side. Johnson is the receiver to the near side. They throw a jump ball for him, and it's knocked away out of bounds. And that didn't take much time, so it's going to bring up 4th down. And now we're going to see a field goal attempt upcoming from Kyan Florenda. He's converted from 28 yards out, a ball that was actually tipped at the line of scrimmage. That was after the Titans' first offensive drive of the night. This will be a 31-yard field goal from the right hash. With 9 seconds to play here in the first half. High snap, ball is down, kick is on the way, and it is no good. He missed it left. Boy, you want to talk about momentum. That is a big-time shift.
With 6 seconds remaining in the half.
6 seconds to play before halftime, and the score remains 16-7.
Stillwater's got to feel really good about that, and kind of talked about it a few minutes ago, Todd. Carl Albert will be getting the ball out of halftime offensively, so it's a little boost in the arm for Stillwater there, getting a stop, not giving up any points.
Well, I'll tell you what, that may have kept this game, I don't want to say competitive, but certainly in doubt. The way Carl Albert has dominated, really, with the exception of parts of the second quarter. You go down 2 scores with them having possession to start the second half, and who knows what happens. Looks like they're going to a kneel-down formation. They do, and that will do it. So we have reached the midway point of this most anticipated matchup. 6A2, top-ranked Stillwater trails 5A number 1 Carl Albert, 16-7 at the break. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and be back to recap right here on Squirtle.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Welcome back here to a place they affectionately call the Palace on Post Road, otherwise known as Gary Rose Stadium and Jim Harris Field. We have reached halftime, and it is 16-7. Carl Albert leading Stillwater. Stillwater's defense there has voted that twice, and there's forced a 28-yard field goal that was actually tipped but went through the uprights to make it 3-0. And then we're able to get a stop as Carl Albert started at the 37-yard line following the Jake Farley interception, but they did not give up any points going to halftime because of the 31-yard Floranda missed field goal. Carl Albert Palm Squad down to the field performing. The marching band will take to the field for their halftime performance as well. Second home game of the year here at Gary Rose Stadium and Jim Harris Field for the Titans. Sean, I think we could agree this has been a game in which Carl Albert has controlled, but Stillwater is still very, very much a part of this thing.
Absolutely. You do feel like Carl Albert's controlled. I don't know the exact stats right now, but time of possession, they've had the ball in their hands longer just due to their effective rushing attack. But Stillwater's done enough to be in it. You know, at 16-7. I think they still feel good about where they're at. They feel that they can make some plays, some big chunk plays, momentum plays, things like that. They're right back where they want to be. This first possession in the second half is going to be huge with Carl Albert getting the ball. Stillwater defensively is going to have to find a way to get a stop and get the ball back early.
Titans have not lost a game since 2022. That was the season opener against Coweta. They have won 41 straight games, including 3 consecutive 5A state titles. But as we alluded to in our open, they're trying to avoid a bugaboo that all of a sudden has had a big target on the back, and that's teams that enter play with a state-long win streak. 2 weeks ago, Washington had the state's longest win streak. They lost at Sulphur. Last week, 8-man Tipton had the state longest win streak. They lost to Hollis. So far, Carl Albert trying to avoid that bugaboo, and they lead at halftime 16-7. First half scoring, Floranda with a 28-yard field goal. Collier a 52-yard touchdown pass to Bakari Johnson. Johnson did a lot of it after he caught it on a wide-open ball over the middle. Loranda's extra point made it 10-0. Stillwater came back on a 9-play, 65-yard drive. Bradford Mitchell was used as the Wildcat running back quite a bit of that series. It scored from 13 yards out. Gabbert's extra point pulled the Pioneers to 10-7. A 7-play, 59-yard drive capped by Matthew's 6-yard run. He's done a lot of work, but that was his first trip to pay dirt tonight. At that point, made it 16-7. Carl Albert lined up for the single point after, but Stillwater was offside, so they elected to go for 2. And why not? Because Matthews has not been stopped in fewer than 3 yards, but he was at the try for 2. That's where we stand at halftime, 16-7. Despite the interception that set the Titans up by Farley in Stillwater's end of the field, they settled for a missed 31-yard field goal with seconds remaining before half, and that's where we are. Carl Albert, 16, Stillwater 7 at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the start of the second half in just a few minutes. Carl Albert, in a battle of unbeatens and top-ranked teams, leads 6-2 Stillwater at the break, 16-7 here on Squirtle.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a Brahms old-fashioned banana split. Crafted with a delicious banana, split down the middle and filled with not 1, but 3 scoops of Brahms premium ice cream flavors. To complete this masterpiece, all your favorite toppings are poured on each scoop to bring it all together in a perfect harmony of flavor. Treat yourself to an old-fashioned banana split at Brahms, where every spoonful leaves you wanting more.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationship. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, turn to Alva State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, going to college, starting a small business, planning a wedding, or having a baby, Alva State Bank is here for all of life's milestones. To learn more, visit any Alva State Bank branch or go online to alvastatebank.com. Alva State Bank. They plant roots where others have branches. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and rangeland, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a Brahms old-fashioned banana split. Crafted with a delicious banana, split down the middle and filled with not 1, but 3 scoops of Brahms premium ice cream flavors. To complete this masterpiece, all your favorite toppings are poured on each scoop to bring it all together in a perfect harmony of flavor. Treat yourself to an old-fashioned banana split at Brahms, where every spoonful leaves you wanting more.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to the campus of Carl Albert High School, Gary Rose Stadium, Jim Harris Field. Halftime festivities have concluded. Stillwater already back out of the field. We've yet to see Carl Albert, with the exception of their quarterback, Andrew Collier, and the specialist. What is the message, Sean, in that Titan and then Pioneer locker room as you get set for the second half?
Well, I think if you're Carl Albert, I mean, you feel good about where you're at. You feel like you've controlled the line of scrimmage. You've had success in the run game. If you play good defense and run the ball, you always got a pretty good chance to win the game. So I think their message is coming out. Eliminate those silly penalties that's kind of put them behind the chains early on some of those offensive drives, because I feel like they feel confident they can come out and run the ball. They're getting the ball at a half. They feel if they can come out and establish that run again, and really grind the clock down the second half, they're going to put themselves in position to win. I think for Stillwater, they're talking about a momentum-shifting play. They're talking about something going to come out, flip the momentum, get it back on their sideline, a big chunk play, a big turnover, something like that, to really get Carl Albert, kind of second-guessing themselves and get that confidence back on the Stillwater sideline.
You hate to say the opening possession of a second half may determine the outcome, but I really think it does. If Stillwater gets that stop and goes back and scores and makes this a one-possession game, I think they've got a really good chance to win this thing. If Carl Albert comes out, puts 7 on the board, I think the task becomes very, very difficult for the Pioneers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 9-point game right now, which is kind of a funky score to manage on both sides. If Carl Albert comes out and scores, kicks the extra point, they're up 16. That's still a 2-possession game, but it's a full 2-possession game that requires a lot to get that 16 points. And just given how well Carl Albert's defense has played throughout the first half, Stillwater really feels like it's, mentally it feels like more than a 16-point deficit. If Stillwater can get a stop and come out and, take it to possibly a 2-point game, then you feel good about maybe kicking a field goal, something like that, with that 9-point lead that Carl Albert has. Stillwater starts to feel really good about their situation. So I agree with you, Todd. This first possession is going to be huge, and I think it's going to go a long way into shaping this second half.
He's Sean Meek. I'm Todd Miller, Tyler and Toby, and the lovely Peyton, our broadcast crew tonight here from Carl Albert. We're again a battle of unbeaten and top-ranked teams right now. The lead belongs to the Titans, 16-7. Told you, Carl Albert gets the first possession to start the second half. And it's going to be a big one, both for the offense and for the defense. Marquise Evans, a junior, 6 foot, 165 pounds, is one of the deep return men for the Carl Albert Titans. And again, we'll see another sky kick upcoming from Zach Gabbert. Saw that in his only other kickoff in the first half.
We saw Farley fair catch this last time. He's lined up in the same spot about the 32, 33-yard line.
It's been about the average starting field position with the exception of the interception that started the Titans in Stillwater's into the field. And it is Farley that goes to the turf, waving an arm and makes the fair catch. So it'll be first down and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Good job by Farley there again. That's not an easy play to make. I know it looks like it, but it's not. When you know you got the cover team bearing down on you, calling a fair catch. So just a smart play again on his part.
Get a big thank you on behalf of our Squirtle broadcast crew to all the fine folks headed up by Athletic Director Mike Dunn here with Carl Albert. They could not have been more accommodating to allow us to come in here and work this big-time matchup, and their help throughout the week in preparing for the broadcast. Again, a big thank you, and we love coming to Carl Albert. First and 10 for the 30. They do have Collier out there, and he'll drop. They set up a screen on the near side. Webster, he's hemmed in. Now weaves his way to the 35. Webster close to a first down to the 40, running backwards, and he has it at the 41-yard line.
Great play call, right play, right time there for Carl Albert. You feel good about calling a screen when defense has got pressure coming. It's a good way to start the drive there for Carl Albert.
Jackson Webster, his first catch of the night, his 6th of the year. He now has over 90 receiving yards. His longest has been 32. He picks up 11 of the first snap offensively for Carl Albert here in the second half. 11:29 to play, third quarter. 16-7 Titans in a matchup of Titans at Oklahoma High School football. Here comes Stillwater again. Again, they throw it out left. Webster on a screen looking for blocks. 45, runs into a Pioneer, and then finally is ushered close to the boundary on the far side, running laterally. They're going to give him to the 46, a gain of 5. So they went with the same play, essentially, Sean, only from the right side to the left side of the formation.
Yeah, we got a flag down here to the bottom of the field here, Ty. We'll see what that is. But I tell you what, I think the confidence from the Carl Albert coaching staff and the ability to call these screens, I've said it once earlier, is how well Carl Albert skill players block on the perimeter. Their receivers block as well as anybody in the state, and their ferocity and their execution with it is just as good as you're going to see.
I certainly expected a physical football game between these two powers, but boy, has it not been maybe even more physical than coming in we might have thought. Looks like the infraction is going to be against Carl Albert. We've yet to see. The Whitecap went over and said something to Chad Kaywood, the head coach for the Pioneers. It's a false start. And so they will accept the penalty, move the line of scrimmage back to the 36, and bring up 1st and 15. That is one thing that the Carl Albert offense has not faced a lot of tonight, and that's adversity, working behind the chains. They start this drive instead of a 5-yard gain, face 1st and 15. It's a keeper, and Collier is buried as he turns the corner to the 34-yard line. He slipped and was hit, and that's going to result in a 2-yard loss.
We got another flag tied up top of the field here.
Yeah, it's right in front of the Pioneer sideline across the way. If that's against Stillwater, it's a shame because that play went for a loss. It looks like it's going to go against the Titans as the referee is headed over to talk to Coach Kaywood. You know, in a time in which players and coaches at all levels like to move around, it's refreshing to see two guys that graduated from these tradition-rich programs headed up their respective schools' gridiron teams. False start, the call against Carl Albert. They will decline the play or decline the penalty and take the result of the play, which goes for a 2-yard loss. So Anderson Collier, whose dad is the district athletic director of the Middale Public Schools, Andy, loses 2. Now he's going to run again. And run he does, running left out across the 36 to the 37-yard line. He picks up the loss 2 plus 1 back in the previous play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And we told you that in the first quarter, their average 3rd down conversions was less than 2 yards. In the second quarter, that was a little bit of a different story. And this one is going to bring up 3rd down at about 14 with a line of scrimmage at the 37.
Well, Todd, this is exactly where Stillwater wanted to be defensively. Got a chance 3rd and 14 to get off the field here.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Straight drop Collier, flips it out in the flat. Matthews dropped the football. That play was going nowhere because Caden Johnson was right there. The strong safety read it perfectly. And after picking up 5 of the first snap on a screen pass, Carl Albert shoots themselves in the foot and now will be forced to punt. 10:16 to play, 3rd quarter. Todd Miller, Sean Meek, the crew with you on Squirtle.tv tonight, as well as the Sports Animal social media apps. Great crowd for both Stillwater and Carl Albert in to watch this one. Punter is Bo Davis, and he gets his best effort of the night off. Should be returned is for the 28-yard line, or did he call a fair catch? He made the fair catch. So at the 28 is where Stillwater will return. David Thomas was the one that received that punt. The best effort of the night for Bo Davis.
Good job by Bo Davis there on a couple different aspects. Just fielding not an ideal snap, gathering it, getting away a good kick.
Actually, he did not make the fair catch. He just ran 2 yards and went out of bounds into the Titans sideline. So it's 1st down and 10 to the 30. 10:07 to play, 3rd quarter. Another Squirtle game of the week tonight. An 8-man encounter in Northwest Oklahoma. Number 4, O'Keene. Number 5, Waukomis. That is here on Squirtle as well. So the Pioneers do exactly what they needed. That's to get a 3-and-out stop defensively. Now the offense led by Taptoe. They call him Tank. Breaking huddle across the way. Carl Albert already has that defense out of the field. And apparently there was a flag thrown. I didn't see it. They're marking the infraction off. Must have been a hold, and a lot of scrimmage now back at the 20-yard line. It's this defense. 10 more yards to try and traverse. Makes it even more difficult. Adams, the leading ball carrier of the first half in the backfield. Taptoe to throw, pulls it down, runs over a defender. His headgear comes off. Joe Thomas was the one that he ran into, and he's going to pick up 2 to the 22, and he'll have to come out for at least 1 play after losing his headgear.
Good job by Taptoe just to pick up a couple right there, maybe 1 or 2. Play looked like he was going to be sacked and was able to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, pick up a few extra.
Well, I thought he had to come out of the ball game. He has his headgear on, went to the far side, now trots back in. I was about to say that Ethan Evans, who has completed 7 of 8 passes this year, the Stillwater backup, is going to come in. And I think they have Joe Thomas for a face mask. So at the end of the 2-yard run, 15 more tacked on. It's 1st down at 10 to the 37-yard line. Taptoe and Adams in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 left. They sweep the right in. Adams, and he is bear hugged and dropped right in his tracks at the 37-yard line.
Great play by Bo Davis right there, number 3, a linebacker coming up, making that stop at the line of scrimmage.
Bo Davis is the middle linebacker, 6'3", 205, and a junior. Stop me if you've heard junior a lot tonight, because both of these teams are very junior-laden clubs. So this will not be their sole opportunity to win something. Back to throw, Taptoe, near side receiver fell down, and he threw it to the boundary anyway, incomplete. He was looking for Deacon Jones, who'd made a curl at the 48-yard line towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, it looked like he was expecting Jones to make an outbreaking route there at the sidelines.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 11. 3rd and a long 10, just shy of 11 for the Stillwater 1st down. They need to get to their own 48-yard line. Clock stops and the incompleted pass. 9:26 to go, 3rd quarter. 16-7 Titans. Taptoe drops inside the 30. Hit as he throws it near side. Intercepted for the 45. Down the boundary, 40, 30, 25, 20. He hurdles a tackler inside the 20. It is Bo Davis with the interception, and he's finally tackled at the 9-yard line. He threw it right to Bo Davis.
Off the edge right there, LeBron Royal came from defensive end spot and pressured tap toe. Looks like he made him throw. Might have affected that throw a little bit. Big interception there from Carl Alberts. That's one of the things we talked about out of the halftime is who's going to make the first big momentum play of the half.
That is 2 interceptions for the Titans defense tonight, 8 of the year. Out of the Wildcat, it's Matthews. He's hit, he spins, stays on his feet, dives down to the Stillwater 4-yard line, so he gets 5. That'll take us under 9 minutes to go here in quarter number 3.
Stillwater's defense started doing a much better job of attacking that formation downhill and really creating a collision in the backfield. Problem is, though, Matthews just breaks tackles, and like we talked about tonight, the first, second guy's not bringing him down. Still able to get a few yards after contact.
Titans working on a 41-game win streak. They have not lost since opening night 2022 to the Coweta Tigers. Looking to win both ends of this home-and-home series with Stillwater. 2nd and goal to go. Again, it's Matthews. Bounces out left, trying to stiff arm a tackler, spins, stays on his feet, and all that results in a yard gain to the 3. Swollen under there by a host of Pioneers. It's 3rd down and goal to go, and this may be 4-down territory for Carl Albert.
Yeah, I think it is. I think you got to, I think the message you're sending to your team right here from the Carl Albert sideline is you got 2 plays to get 3 yards right here. You got to challenge your guys up front. Challenge kind of your heavy package offensively to go get the job done.
8:02 and the clock rolling here in the 3rd quarter. Carl Albert trying to get points off their second turnover. They forced both interceptions from Taptoe. They missed a 31-yard field goal the first time, go to halftime. 3 backs in the backfield. Again, it's Matthews. Jump passes, the ball's caught in the end zone for the touchdown. LeBron Royal with his first catch of the year, and it's for 6. There is the brilliance of the Titan offensive coaching staff.
So we've been talking about it for a while, Todd. They've ran that same look probably 8, 9, 10 snaps tonight down inside the 5 and 10. The whole time they're setting up something else off of that because that power, with those 2 H-backs is really all they've shown up to this point, which has been effective. But you knew at the right time, in the right situation, they had a call, and they showed it right there.
So Matthews has run for a score, thrown for a score. A huge night here with this showdown with 6A2 Stillwater. On for the extra point is Cayenne Floranda, This to make it 23-7. And again, looked like Stillwater came across early. No, it's a false start this time against Carl Albert, so it'll cost them 5 yards and make the extra point try a little bit more difficult.
So this is an interesting decision here again for Carl Albert's coaching staff because they're up 15. A 2-point conversion. Now they're going to call it a false start on Carl Albert. That's going to back them up. So there's no decision to be made now. They're going to kick it.
So a 3-play, 9-yard drive after the second turnover. Last year, the Titans possessed one of the greatest defenses in the history of high school football. The numbers and points allowed were just ridiculous. This year, a junior-laden defense completely rebuilt is doing it with turnovers. 8 interceptions, 9 turnovers, and plus 8 in the turnover margin. Here's Floranda's extra point. It is blocked. And so the score remains 22-7 with an airliner to play 3rd quarter. 7:47 for Midwest City. Carl Albert 22, Stillwater 7 on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationships. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Well, I stand corrected. It was not a Bo Davis, but a Makari Johnson interception for the 45, return to the 9, and 3 plays later it set up a Matthews to LeBron Royal touchdown pass, and it's now 22-7 after the try for extra point was blocked. LeBron Royal was down for much of that break we were away, but it was a good sign to see him get up and walk off the field in his own power. So Makari Johnson, who came in, averaging 2 tackles a game, hadn't done anything else statistically on defense, now has his first 2 interceptions of his junior season. He is the nickelback out there for the Titans.
Well, he's got the big touchdown reception earlier too, Todd. So Makari Johnson, number 8 for Carl Albert, definitely leaving his thumbprint on this game tonight.
Yeah, he is. Stephen Welch will boot it away. Stillwater about to get it for the second time, and now they trail 22-7. With 7:47 to play here in the third quarter. This Titan team doesn't look like they've dropped off much. Boy, they are a well-coached team, aren't they?
Yeah, they just everything they do is sound. You know, they fit well on defense. Offensively, just continue to run the ball well. Do the things that win games.
Thomas on the return, bounces off contact, goes all the way back to the 14. Running left is across the 20. And David Thomas out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So that's where possession number 2 of the third quarter will start for Stillwater's Pioneers, down 22-7.
Again, I know we've said this a few different times tonight, but you just feel every possession gets bigger for Stillwater at this point. They've got to find a way to get some time in possession here, move the ball a little bit, get some first downs, give your defense a rest. Just get yourself back in the game.
Honestly, Sean, with the exception of a couple of Stillwater drives early to mid-second quarter, they have done really nothing in terms of time of possession against this Titan defense. Taptoe will work out of the gun. One back set. Now Taptoe drops back to the 15. He's under pressure, throws it out right, and the ball almost intercepted. Was knocked down on the far side. Austin Johnson, who's out there for Makari Johnson at nickel, almost had a pick 6.
Yeah, again, long throw there. Taptoe threw that from the near hash all the way to the far number. And Austin Johnson did a good job of just breaking on the route and had a chance to intercept that ball.
As Taptoe continues to mature and his arm strength gets better, that's not quite the dangerous throw 2 years from now as it is tonight. We've almost seen 2 of those intercepted in the ballgame. 2nd and 10. Inside handoff, Jaden Adams with running room. First down, 30-35, and hit hard and down to the 37-yard line. Run down from behind by Joe Thomas, who, boy, he came in with 6 quarterback hurries, 6 tackles of among his 13 for losses, and now Stillwater wants to go quickly.
An impressive run by Adams right here. Continue to be impressed with him all night. But how about you mentioned it, Todd, the defensive effort from Joe Thomas, the defensive lineman up top, making that play 15 yards downfield.
After a 15-yard carry, they go back to Adams and makes a little cut in the backfield, able to get to the 43, a gain of 6. Boy, I like this guy. Again, he can get lost among that offensive line that averages 280 pounds, but once he gets into the second level of an opponent's defense, he is really problematic.
Well, he's just a really good back, Todd. I mean, he's fun to watch. You know, one of the qualities in a good back you see is the first guy never tackles him, and he makes the first guy miss, almost every time.
6:45, clock rolling, third period, 3-by-1 formation with a single setback. Again, they hand it off to Adams and looked like maybe a little bit in trouble with the handoff, and that was allowed Elijah Esparza to get in there, the junior backup defensive end, and tackle him right at the line of scrimmage. It's Carl Albert, defensive front, standing up well to that huge offensive line for Stillwater. Has to be one of the biggest, if not biggest, offensive lines, I would think, in 5A, 6A football in Oklahoma.
Well, Carl Albert's able to rotate some bodies up front and stay fresh. You know, I think when you're a little undersized up front, being able to keep those fresh legs in there gives you the best chance.
Third down at 4 from the 43-yard line. Fake handoff. They quickly throw it out right. Ball caught at midfield for a first down. And the catch was made by Chandler Johnson, and he made the catch in front of Jackson Webster. And now there's an injured Titan down. It would appear to be Webster who made that stop. He was on his side, rolls over to his back. First down catch by Chandler Johnson. His first of the night, his second of the year. His first last week against Enid went for 8 yards. Let's take a quick 30-second break as they attend to Jackson Webster. And the quarterback actually is Ethan Evans out there. So let's take a break. This is the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, turn to Alva State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, going to college, starting a small business, planning a wedding, or having a baby, Alva State Bank is here for all of life's milestones. To learn more, visit any Alva State Bank branch or go online to alvastatebank.com. Alva State Bank. They plant roots where others have branches. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Ethan Evans remains out there at quarterback. First down and 10 for the plus 49-yard line for the Pioneers. They need some points. Evans will give it again, this time to Adams running left, makes another cut. Adams has a first down inside the 40 down to the Titan 38-yard line. And he can literally make a cut on a dime. He's got great vision.
Yeah, great jump cut right there. Ran inside zone with Adams right there. Just gets that backside linebacker over pursuing just enough to hit that backside jump cut and rips off 10-yard run.
Clock will begin to wind with 5:51 to play in the third period. 22-7. Carl Albert, but Stillwater on the march to the 38-yard line. And this will be play number 7 of a drive that's only gone to third down one time. It is Evans, the quarterback. Hands it off again to Adams. Adams was hit. Fumbled the ball, and I think Ethan Evans, the quarterback, fell on it back at the 43-yard line. That'll be a loss of 5, but they do retain possession.
Great job by Evans, just fighting for that ball and getting back on it and living to play another snap for Stillwater offense.
Loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 14. Back at the 43-yard line of Carl Albert. We're under 5.5 minutes to play in the third period. Our score 22-7 Titans. And next week, Carl Albert will open up district play, and they'll be a prohibited favorite against Western Heights. And the next 3 weeks, Stillwater is going to take out some frustration on 3 opponents. From the 43, back to throw is Evans. He's under pressure. Now he's going to run. Ethan Evans coming left. First down and more, 25 as he tiptoes his way out of bounds to the near sideline. At the 23-yard line, he picks up 20, and tell you what, he looked pretty composed once that pressure started to come.
Yeah, good job by Evans right there. Just caught Carl Albert in some man coverage there. Everybody had their back turned, running, no spy on the quarterback. So once he broke through the defensive line, had a big chunk of grass.
Next 3 weeks, Stillwater gets Lawton Eisenhower, who's been outscored in the first 2 weeks of their season, 111-0. Then U.S. Grant and then Northwest Classic. They fake the handoff, throw a slant over the middle, caught at the 16, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, still going, twisting and turning, and down he goes at the 4-yard line. That's David Thomas, and boy, they were trying desperately to rip the ball out of Thomas's hands, and he just yanked it away, and the sophomore able to pick up yards after contact.
Thomas is a good-looking player, Todd, and just being a sophomore, he's going to be on a lot of people's radars. Be playing on Saturday here in a few years. Just a good-looking playmaker.
Already has offers from Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State. Gets 19 and sets up a goal at the 4-yard line for Stillwater. They shift. Now Adams flips from the left to right side. Jaden Adams gets the handoff. Trying to find daylight. Can't. Knocked down for a 2-yard loss. Farley the first to get there. And clean it up was Bo Davis, and Davis is slow to get up for the Titan defense.
2-yard loss on the play.
Second down and goal to go. 4:13 rolling clock, third quarter. 4-down territory for the Pioneers, you can bet, with Chad Kaywood, his team down 22-7. And they have gone with Ethan Evans on this series, the backup quarterback. 6'5", 190 pounds. Now it's a Wildcat look. And again, it is Bradford Mitchell who ran for a score. He gets the last 2 of the previous play back, third and goal to go from the 3.
Number 21, Arion Thomas with the stop.
Arion Thomas making the tackle for the Titan defense. 2 downs to get 3 yards. Get themselves back in the ball game. 3.5 minutes and counting to go, third quarter. Split backs to each side. Bradford Mitchell, as they shift, is out of the Wildcat. He'll run for it, gets out of contact at the 1, stumbles in for the touchdown. So Bradford Mitchell, who was not even listed on the 2 deep this week at running back, now has scored both touchdowns for Stillwater tonight. First one from 13 yards, that one from 3.
Looks like Stillwater's going to line up and choose to go for 2 here, Todd, being down 9.
It would cut it to a 7-point deficit with 3:18 to play. Wind has kicked up just a little bit, and it has switched from the south-southeast down to the south. 3-yard touchdown run as they keep Ethan Evans out there as the quarterback, and Jaden Adams will be the running back. And now, before they snap it, we get a timeout on the field. So 3:18 to play. Third quarter. Carl Albert will be charged for the timeout. We're back with a 2-point try in 30 seconds on Squirtle.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst.
Welcome back. Carl Albert High School, Gary Rose Stadium, Jim Harris Field, the Palace on Pole Street. 11 plays, 78 yards. Time of the drive, 4:20 for the Pioneers. They go for 2 here momentarily to try to make it a 7-point game. Adams in the backfield. Evans gets the exchange. Now he fumbles it, has to fall on it all the way back at the 25-yard line. He lost the handle. It's still free. And then finally, I think the Pioneers dive on at the 28. Well, he got the snap, but he took his eye off of it. And as a result, it ended up in a fumble. And the try for 2 is no good. 3:18 to play. Third period. Carl Albert 22, Stillwater 13 on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
The future.
Because of the failed 2-point conversion, it's still a 2-point lead for Carl Albert. Late third quarter, 22-13 here at Gary Rose Stadium at Jim Harris Field. Once more, we're about to see Gabbert with a sky kick to the far side. More than likely, it will be Jake Farley to make the fair catch. At least that's what's happened to the prior 2 kickoffs here tonight. Gabbert skies it to the far side, and it's shorter this time. And the ball was actually caught by Boston Holland, who ran in front of Jake Farley. That was almost disastrous, Sean, because if that ball hits Boston, there's a bunch of Stillwater players around it that it could have been a scoop and score.
Yeah, I mean, that changes the whole landscape of the game right there. Stillwater takes over possession at the, Carl Albert 25-30. So worked out for Carl Albert. That's not how you want to draw it up, not how you want to coach it, but it worked out for them.
Well, and they lost a little bit of yardage from where it would have been had Farley been able to be the recipient of that sky kick, because that was the shortest of the three tonight from Jake Farley. Line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line. They would have been closer to the 40. 3:15 to play here in quarter number 3.
And I'm sure the Carl Albert coaching staff wants a guy in a skill number catching that ball.
And you know what? That's a coaching and teaching moment. You like those, especially when you can teach and coach and nothing bad resulted in a mistake.
Absolutely. Yeah, this time of year, and again, if the play turns out in your favor, it's easier probably for that player to take that coaching in that moment as well.
Anderson Collier is out there. He's the quarterback. Now, that might sound like a big deal. It has. He's only played probably half of the snaps of this game tonight. They've gone with a Wildcat with Matthews. They hand it off. No, it's a keeper. Collier across the 40 to the 43-yard line. He's going to pick up 8. And great blocking by Smith, LeClaire, and Esperanza, the guards of the center. Titans like to work that clock. They've taken it down to 2:50 here in the third quarter, leading 22-13 of the Squirtle game of the week. This is very good coaching, very good discipline. They're ready to snap it with 11 of the play clock. Here comes the pressure again from Stillwater. Direct snap to Matthews, running behind right guard, and he is stopped short of the first down, just barely across the 45-yard line. It's going to be about a yard, maybe just a little more than a yard for the first down.
Well, you said it, Todd. Just talking about good situational football coaching right here. You can see how comfortable Carl Albert is in these situations. And as long as they're able to maintain that second and mid, third and short, then they're able to control this clock.
Tell me, from a defensive standpoint, what is Stillwater doing? They're standing up, they're moving around, and, they're really bringing a lot of pressure. Is that to confuse either Collier or Matthews?
Yeah, just kind of showing different looks and trying to give the offensive lineman trouble on gap assignments.
Third and a yard out of the Wildcat. Matthews has the first down. He burrows his way past midfield and into Pioneer territory at the 49-yard line. That play has been almost unstoppable tonight for the Titans. In fact, one of the only times it didn't work was at a try for 2.
Yeah, I didn't mention it, kind of what Stillwater's doing, trying to do defensively. Like you said, just kind of trying to mix up assignments, confuse Carl Albert up front a little bit. Give them a chance to get some negative plays. It's pretty high risk, high reward. So as long as Carl Albert's able to pick it up, they'll keep getting 5-6 a carry.
Minute and a half to play, third quarter. Fresh set of downs for the Titans at the plus 49. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Collier fakes the handoff, drops. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the ball. He's knocked away, incomplete. If they don't get a fingertip on that one, it's Evans streaking down the field. He had a touchdown. Peyton Campbell was the sophomore free safety that got a finger on it.
Yeah, great play by Campbell there in the Stillwater secondary. You said it, Todd, out of the hand, looked like a touchdown. Carl Albert receiver had a couple steps behind Campbell, but great effort on his part to tip that ball away.
What win there is, and again, it's not a dominant win, but it is coming into the face of Carl Albert for the remaining 1:24 this third quarter. And the ball may have hung up just enough off Collier's right arm to allow Campbell to make the defensive play. Second 10 to the 49-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now they'll throw it out right. Evans, the intended target of the last play. They call his number again. And Evans gets positive yardage to the 46. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. So far, Carl Albert 1 of 2 on third downs here in the third period. .117, clock rolling, third period. 22-13, a game that Carl Albert really has controlled, but this Stillwater team very talented. Really, they're one big play away from seizing all the momentum. 3rd and 7, crowd down below starting to make some noise. Snap back, Collier throws it out in the left flat. That's Tyler Simmons, and down he goes. Good open field tackle. Caden Johnson came up for the backfield and knocked him down for a loss of 4 on the swing pass back to midfield.
Yeah, great play by Johnson there. Just triggered as soon as he saw Collier release that ball. saw the guy route out in the flat, triggered on it, beat the block, and just made a great play.
We'll see Bo Davis, who hit one for nearly 40 his last time up. His best putt of the season, on to kick it away at the 36. Clock is stopped momentarily with 47 seconds to play here in the quarter.
Going to get an illegal procedure penalty here on Carl Albert, back him up 5.
That'll put the ball back into the Titans' end of the field to the 46-yard line. Bring up 4th and 15. Tell you what, there's a lot to like about this Stillwater defense, but some of those guys in the backfield, Caden Johnson and Peyton Campbell, a junior and a sophomore respectively, they are ball hawks, aren't they?
Absolutely. Just both teams got so much athleticism in the back end. And we've talked about the physicality in the perimeter, but that goes for both sides. Defensively, Stillwater just extremely physical in the back end as well.
Davis, now they're going to go for it, and they convert on 4. No, they do not. The ball was caught short at the 45-yard line. It was Jake Farley on the pass for Bo Davis. They needed to get to the 39, so they go to the bag of tricks. And what about that, former coach?
Yeah, Lucas Lyman right there from Stillwater heads up play on the special teams there. If he doesn't make that tackle, it's going to for sure go for a first down, possibly a touchdown. So 22, Lyman, the junior defensive back from Stillwater, making a huge play. I don't mind the call on Carl Albert's part. I like to take some chances. Just got to make a stop now.
You know what? You can do it with that defense. From the 46-yard line, one of the best starting field position drives of the night for the Pioneers. Ethan Evans remains out there at quarterback. He drops. Pocket now starting to break down. Evans loses the handle. It's free on the carpet. And who has it? Stillwater had a shot at it. I think one of the linemen fell on it. Right before 2 red and silver jerseys could come up with the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Stillwater recovered. Looks like the ruling of a fumble. Thought it possibly could have been an incomplete forward pass. Not much difference either way. It'd be 2nd and 11 or 2nd and 10, but looked like that could have been ruled an incomplete pass.
And that will be the final play of the 4th quarter. So with 12 minutes remaining in this unbeaten showdown of top-ranked teams, it's the Titans 22 and the Pioneers 13 with the 4th quarter coming up next here with the game of the week from Squirtle.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Here we go. 2nd and 11 for Stillwater at their own 45-yard line. They started this drive at their own 46. Catherine Perucci was the one that was able to get free and force what was nearly a turnover from quarterback Ethan Evans. One of the offensive linemen for the Pioneers fell on it. And so they do retain possession but lose a yard. 12 minutes to go, 22-13. 3-by-1 formation. Lone setback, Jaden Adams, who's got all the way tonight. And it looked like that Carl Albert came across early, and they did. Immediately, the Stillwater lineman raised and pointed towards that defensive front.
Stillwater's going to get a free 5 here, bring up about 2nd and 6 now.
That really helps negate the loss of one of the fumble on first down. 2nd and 6, and the ball moves to midfield for Stillwater, and they rode white, gold, and blue uniforms. Moving left to right, that's north to south. Out of the gun, hand off to Adams, and Adams can't get free of Thomas, who bear hugs him and drops into the ground of the 48. You know, sometimes when you prepare for games, you look at numbers, and then you look at who they've played, and You wonder if the numbers match up. Let me tell you something. Joe Thomas is dominant at defensive end, and his numbers might be a little bit less than his value out there because he has had one heck of a night.
Yeah, those guys all up front, starting with Thomas, but up front for Carl Albert, they play extremely great leverage, extremely great pad level, just reestablish the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 4, deep drop for Evans. Over the middle, the pass is too high, and it's intercepted for the 30, to the 40, to midfield, down the boundary, to the 40, to the 30. This time it is Jake Farley with the interception. And that one sailed a little bit high on Ethan Evans, who did have David Thomas open over the middle of the field.
Yeah, Jake Farley again with the big play. Ball sailed, like you said, Todd, but great catch by Farley. I mean, he went up and got that ball. That was not an easy play by any means, so just a great effort by Farley there.
Third interception of the night and the 9th for the Titan defense in 2 games and 3 quarters.
Looks like they're going back with Matthews at quarterback here, Todd.
Jake Farley with his 6th career interception, his 4th of the year. Matthews out of the gun. Looking for some room, nowhere to go. He's going to lose back to the 31-yard line. He's been patient, tiptoeing behind the line, waiting for the hole to open up, and it just did not as they collapsed the right side of that Carl Albert line.
Nehemiah Colonna, we've called his name quite a few times tonight, Todd, but he's just a force for the Stillwater Pioneers up front.
9 tackles, 6 for loss, 3 sacks. Again, named Vipe's top 100 player. He has 9 Division I offers and was named to the Vipe All 6A2 team. Loss of 1 of the 31. Matthews is going to come left, now cuts back right, slips an ankle tackle, and is spun down to the 25, so he'll pick up 6. Third and manageable for the Titans, who for the most part tonight have not put themselves in 3rd and long and have done a good job in keeping drives alive.
Yeah, and I think given the area of the field they're at right now, 25, I mean, you're looking at a 42, 43-yard field goal from there, so I'm sure they're thinking 4-down territory on these next 2 plays.
Carl Albert 2 of 4 on 3rd down tries here for the second half. One of those 3rd down conversions was Matthews' 3-yard jump pass to LeBron Royal, the senior tight end, his first catch of the year. That puts the advantage to 22-7. It's now 22-13. Under 10 minutes to play in the ball game for Midwest City. Matthews will keep it again, coming left, stretched out. Now he gets to the boundary. He slipped or he was gone. And now flags come in at the end of the play. Sean, if the turf monster does not get him, it's probably a touchdown for D'Elijah Matthews.
Yeah, absolutely. He turned the corner. There was no Stillwater Pioneers going to stop him there. Just tripped up on the sideline just a little bit, so we'll see what the flag is.
It may not have mattered. The Titans are already starting to retreat backwards. They've had some costly penalties. They'll accept the penalty, and that will mean they'll get 3rd down over. It would have been a 1st down run by Matthews. And the ball comes to a rest at the 35-yard line. It was a hold called against the Titans.
So now these next 2 plays, Todd, get huge again for the Stillwater defense. You feel that Stillwater, that pushes Carl Albert out of field goal range.
3rd and 14 to the 35-yard line. Back out there, Collier. Deep drop, rolls right. And as he delivers a strike to the near side for Makari Johnson, they blow the play dead. That was a late flag thrown to the far side. It's a false start against Carl Albert.
And that play was set up nice, too, for Makari Johnson out here to the bottom of the screen. If he gets 1 block, he's scoring right there.
Goodness gracious. Can you imagine film session with Mike Dunn tomorrow, the offensive staff? They had it 1st down at the 20, probably would have been a touchdown had he not slipped on the turf. And since then, it's been a hold and a false start. So they've gone backwards from the 20 down to the 40-yard line and well out of field goal range, as you might expect, with 9:25 and counting to play in the ball game.
Well, and you mentioned it, Todd, what film's going to look like with Coach Dunn, but I can promise you one thing, as this team matures throughout the season, you're not going to see this in November and December out of them.
Tight end lined up left. And now they throw a screen across the way. Jackson Webster, and Webster gets free of contact in the backfield, but manages to lose just 1 on what could have been about a 5-yard loss to the 41.
Carl Albert's going to bring their punt team on the field on 4th down here.
Way to kill your drive. That was a textbook way to do it.
Well, and all self-inflicted, on Carl Albert's part there with getting a couple penalties back-to-back, amounting up to 15 yards.
Yeah, you're right. Watch this film because this won't be happening in a month or 2 months. Certainly won't be happening when the weather is cold and it's December. They're playing for what would be a state record 20th state championship. You think that team is this good? I do. They'll have a chance to win it. Davis with little pressure, pooches it to the far side. It hits at the 15, takes a bounce, hits at the 11, rolls out of bounds, inside the 10, near the 5-yard line.
Great punt there. We've seen some special team struggles tonight, but that's not one of them. Great punt. Looks like they're going to mark it about the 6 or 7, like you said, Todd.
The punting has really picked up from what it was earlier. It's a punt of 35 yards, and the line of scrimmage will be at the 6-yard line for Stillwater with 8:23 to play. There's guys that get paid a lot of money on Saturdays and Sundays to do what Bo Davis just did. Here we go. First down at 10. Ball on the far side hash. Looks like they're staying with Ethan Evans. Evans fakes the handoff. He'll throw it out left and overthrew the intended receiver. He was looking for Adams out of the backfield. Adams was open, and the ball sailed on him again. Boston Holland was in there in coverage for Carl Albert.
Yeah, Adams was there on that backside running back wheel out of the backfield. You like to see that ball put on him, give a chance to catch it, and make Holland miss.
Second down and 10. If you think this is a long game, it is. Our other Squirtle game of the week is over. And our buddy and boss, Adam Dieselhorst, listening to us on the drive home. Second 10 to the 6-yard line. Another high snap, delayed handoff. Adams running short left, and he was about to get to the corner. And one of the defensive linemen got a paw on him. I think it might have been Bo Davis, the linebacker, and stops him for one. It's going to bring up third down, and watch Carl Albert pin their ears back right here. Airliner to play, 7:47. From
Big
the
third.
Palace on Pole Street.
Big third down here for the Carl Albert defense. I think wouldn't be surprised to see him bring pressure here and make Evans uncomfortable.
Third down and 9. Throw out and the ball knocked down. Good thing if it wasn't Mitchell Ziebert. Back up strong safety may have had another interception.
Number 3, Bo Davis with the pressure. No gain on the play. 4th and 9, Pioneers.
I keep saying Pole Street. It's Post Road, the Palace on Post Road. So I'm sure there are Carl Albert fans listening that are screaming and throwing things at their screen. Well, this is a big punt upcoming for Zach Gabbert. 8 yards deep in his own end zone. Titans get the 3 and out they need it. Gabbert with the ball skips to him, quickly kicks it down the middle of the field. It's going to hit at the 37, turns over and gets a nice roll. He's going to pick up about 10 yards on the roll. It'll be down at the 47-yard line. On special teams, it was Brooks Seafelt for the Pioneers.
Well, I think right now on the Carl Albert offensive sideline huddle, you're really challenging your guys. Challenging those offensive linemen up front and your backs, protecting the football, running that 4-minute offense, and just saying, go put a game away here and run the football.
And thank you to Mike Dunn, everyone at Carl Albert for their hospitality. They have gone above and beyond for Squirtle this weekend, and we certainly appreciate it. First and 10 of the 47-yard line on the positive side of midfield. They can really put a lot of doubt in the Pioneers' mind with a touchdown here. Anderson Collier gets the exchange, fakes the handoff. Now he's going to run. 45, and he stood up and knocked down to the 42, a gain of 5. With 7:10 and counting to play in the ball game. We have an injured Pioneer down. Looks like maybe a cramp as they're stretching his right leg out. I think that might be Thomas. It is, and that's a guy that they could ill afford to lose, and it doesn't look like it's anything serious but a cramp. Take a quick 30-second break. Halfway through quarter number 4. Carl Albert leads 22-13 of the Squirtle game of the week. They continue to attend to David Thomas stretching that right leg out. Let's give you some other scores from 6A2 tonight. This is a surprise. Southmore leading Putnam City North 36-14. Western Heights losing to Northwest Classen 20-0. Fourth quarter, 4 minutes to go. Collinsville ranks 6th, 47-20 over Bartlesville. Ponca City is about to fall for the ranks of unbeaten. They trail 50-42 to the Highlanders of Lawton MacArthur down in Lawton. That game early in the fourth quarter. Here again, it's 22-13 with 7:13 to play. Thomas, it is not Thomas. It was actually Lucas Lyman. I thought it was 2. Well, it was 22. Lucas Lyman, the quarterback, is a junior, and he's walking off the field to his own power. And again, it was a cramp. Norman 37-7 tonight over Piedmont. Sand Springs blanks Bishop Kelly 35-0. Southeast 34-6 over U.S. Grant. That game in the southwest part of the city in the third quarter.
And we're back to action from the
Action resumes at the 42-yard line. Second down and 5 for the red and silver-cladded home Titans. Collier out there. They'll move the tight end, Bo Davis, from right to left, has his hand on the turf. They have a second tight end lined up right. 2 receivers to the far side. They're milking the play clock. Game clock is under 7 minutes. They could take this thing all the way down to about 6.5 minutes. There's still 13 seconds to snap it, and they finally do. Stretch play coming left. That's Matthews. Hit after a very little gain, if any. They stopped him right on the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Jacoby Petrie, the sophomore strong side linebacker, led the charge. And now we get a timeout on the field with 6:23 to play. Well, I say that. Some personnel was racing out there. Now they've been pulled back to the sideline. The clock is rolling with 6:11 to play. This is championship football. This is how you win 19 state titles. You understand how to work the game clock. Elijah Matthews in a pistol. And he's going to run for the first down. Burrows his way inside the 35, down to the 34. Carl Albert sideline, signaling first down.
First and 10, Carl Albert.
Huge night for Matthews, who's gone over 100 yards rushing for the 3rd time in as many starts to his junior season. Grove leading Sapulpa 21-7. Bixby 50, Choctaw 7 at halftime. Goodness gracious. Choctaw about to lose back-to-back games after opening the season as the preseason favorite, the number 1 ranked team at 6A2. Last week, they traveled all the way up to Hays, Kansas. That's a jaunt, and lost to the Hays Indians. From the 33, it's first down and 10. Collier back out there. Looks right. Now he's going to pull it down. He's going to try to run for it, and he stumbles for a yard to the 32. For everyone other than number 1, Elijah Matthews, the sledding has been tough, Sean Meek, tonight between the tackles.
Yeah, Stillwater's defensive line continues to do a good job. They've really done a pretty good job when Matthews running the ball, too. He's just been able to carry the pile and break tackles and things like that. I think these last 5 minutes here, I think you're going to see the ball put in number 1's hands as many times as possible.
Elgin leads Newcastle in the fourth quarter, 35-24. Claremore leads at Hillsdale tonight, 39-27. Told you Collinsville over Bartlesville, 47-27. Second down and 9 for the 32. 4:40 to play. Matthews rolls left, throws downfield. He's got Johnson wide open to the walk-in for the touchdown. No, he's not a quarterback. It was a little bit wobbly, but you know what? You don't have to be a quarterback when a wide receiver like Austin Johnson is that wide open.
Yeah, you can tell Stillwater just committed so much to stopping Matthews right there, and you understand why. This overcommitted a little bit right there. The defensive back came up off of his coverage and left Austin Johnson wide open.
32-yard pass play from Matthews to Austin Johnson, his first touchdown reception of the season. Matthews now has thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for over 100 yards and also rushed for a score. Here is Floranda at the north end of the stadium to put point 29 of the evening on the board for the Titans. Everything is good except the kick. They got the push again and blocked it. I tell you, that's got to be concerning if you're the Titan coaches. Stillwater getting a lot of push up the middle. That's the third time they've either outright blocked or tipped a kick from Floranda.
Yeah, and a lot of that penetration is just coming right A gap or B gap. So it's definitely something from a special team standpoint. They'll take a look at the field, Todd, over the next couple of days and get that dressed up by next week. But those just a hidden part of the game that you got to be able to convert those consistently.
Time out of the field, 4:33 to play in the ball game. All Carl Albert, 28-13 of the Squirtle game of the week.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Why be a Ranger?
Other scores on the scoreboard. Bishop McGinnis leads Bishop Carroll down in Texas, 38-14. In fact, that game has just now gone final. Guthrie all over Blanchard tonight. Final score 48-7. Blanchard loses their first game of the season. Tulsa Edison blanks Tulsa Memorial tonight 64-0. Here it's 28-13, and you don't want to say that pass called game for the Titans, but it's getting pretty close.
Yeah, they got to do something here offensively, Todd, when they get the ball. You feel that if the ball goes back in Carl Albert's hands without a Stillwater score, they have the ability to grind the last few minutes of the clock down with that running game and Matthews, and finish out the game. So big possession here for Stillwater.
Timeouts remaining, 3 for Stillwater, 2 for Carl Albert. We await the kick from Stephen Welch, who's done a good job tonight. He's averaged over 50 yards per kick. Puts toe to leather and sends it airborne. And it's going to be returned this time again by Jones to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25. Deacon hit, flag goes down, Jones goes down. Just past the 30 near the 31-yard line. It'll be a return if it stands of 26. And it looks like we have another Pioneer hobbling. That may be Lyman again. I think it is. He's going to have to be carried off the field by one of his teammates. So Lucas Lyman, the junior defensive back, is feeling the pain here in the fourth quarter for Stillwater.
Now you can tell just by looking at the Stillwater sideline, they got multiple guys cramping up over there.
Here is the indication for the Whitecap. Block in the back against Stillwater. So that will negate a lot of that Deacon Jones run. D-E-A-K-O-N, the way Deacon spells his first name. Last year, Deacon Jones really put himself on the radar in terms of a standout in high school football. Over 630 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns. He's over 1,300, now make it 1,400 receiving yards in his career. From the 18, first down and 10. Fake handoff, straight drop, throw out near side, ball caught. That's Chandler Johnson, his second catch of the night. And he immediately gets out of bounds at the 23-yard line as Ethan Evans remains out there as the Pioneer quarterback. Second down and 4. So they work the boundary to preserve time. Clock stops with 4:20 to play. Chandler Johnson, one catch for 8 yards. That was a touchdown last week against Enid. He has 2 catches here in Midwest City tonight, both coming to the second half. From the 24-yard line, tight end left. Straight drop. Here comes the pressure. Evans is going to try to run for it. He'll get the first down. And he's run down from behind by LeBron Royal, but not before he gets a first down to the 29.
Yeah, great pursuit by Royal right there. He just never gave up on the play.
LeBron Royal is so quick. You can see why he is one of the team leaders in hurries coming in through 2 games with 8. In fact, you look at their top 3, Thomas, Perucci, and Royal, they all have 6 or more hurries in the first 2 weeks of the season. From the 29, first down. Evans wants to throw. Evans steps up, throws. Receiver open, 45, 50. He's got running room, 40. Down the boundary, 30, 25, 20. They go 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown. That's Deacon Jones. Let's check for a flag because he waved at the Carl Albert defense before he crossed the goal line. 71 yards on the pitch and catch for the touchdown. Evans with his third touchdown of the year, and Deacon Jones has touchdown reception number 3. That is, either by run or pass, the longest scoring play of the year for the Pioneers.
You saw Deacon Jones put his speed on full display right there as he just continued to widen the gap away from those Carl Albert secondary defenders.
Well, I love the fight of this Stillwater team, though.
Absolutely, yeah. You like to see your guys, playing hard. Throughout the final whistle, give yourself a chance to win, give yourself a chance to stay in the game, and big conversion right here for Stillwater.
Yep, they can cut it to 7 again if they convert here. It's 28-19. Deacon Jones with his 19th career touchdown, and it's his second longest scoring play for a score. He had a 97-yard touchdown reception earlier in his career. That one covered 71, and here we go. The try for 2 to cut it down to a 7-point game. 3 timeouts and 3:48 remaining. Get this here. It's far from over. Evans sends a man in motion left or right of the formation. Fakes the handoff. Rolling right. Trying to buy time. Throws to the end zone. It's cut and dropped. Evans hit him right in the hands.
That's a great play by Jackson Webster, number 2 there in the Carl Albert secondary. That ball should have been completed. Webster came from behind the receiver and just punched through his hands and knocked that ball loose.
That receiver was Cyrus Johnson. So a timeout on the field. 3:47 to go for Midwest City. Carl Albert 28, the Pioneers 19 on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities.
82 yards in 3 plays, 71 to the 82 on the pitch and catch. Evans to Deacon Jones. Try for 2 failed because of Jackson Webster. As Cyrus Johnson, the freshman, had the ball and then had it dislodged from him and dropped it in the end zone that would have cut it to 7. 5:50 to play from Stillwater. Oklahoma State is winning a touchdown of Tulsa, 19-12. That's to see another sky kick here from Zach Gabbert. This time we'll look front side at him as he'll put it on the far side hash. Band still playing. Noise coming across the PA system. They will squib it for an onside kick. And Austin Johnson, who caught the last touchdown for the Titans, falls on it. Carl Albert will start near midfield of their own 47-yard line.
Austin Johnson handles the onside kick. 1st and 10, Titans.
3:47 to play. Stop me if you've heard this, but the game hinges on a Stillwater stop defensively. They trail by 9. Boy, when you go for 1, you go for 2, and you fail to convert, seems like you're chasing that extra point all evening long, and that's been the case for head coach Chad Kaywood of the Pioneers. Anderson Collier out there in a pistol formation. Wide receivers left and right. Stillwater again standing, about to come with pressure from all angles. Now Collier checks out of the play. 10 seconds to snap it. Anderson walks up behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to snap it with 3 seconds of the play clock. Stretch play coming left, Matthews. And he gains positive yardage to the 49 of Stillwater, a gain of 4 and a timeout call. That should be a Pioneer timeout with 3:39 to play. 2nd and 6 upcoming to the backside of the timeout. Let's pause for 30 seconds. This is the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Timeout. Stillwater.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
Todd Miller, Sean Meek, Tyler Kerr, Toby upstairs doing a great job with the video work of this one. Glad to have you along for football Friday night, week 3 of the high school season from Carl Albert and Gary Rose Stadium at Jim Harris Field. 2nd down and 6 after Matthews carries for 4. He's out of the gun. He takes the snap. He'll run left. He's hit behind the line and dropped for a loss. Huge play that time by Isaac Sensitifar as he came in, shot the gap, and drops him for a loss of 5, and Stillwater will use their 2nd of 3 timeouts.
Huge play right there by the Stillwater defense. I mean, you can't ask for any better outcome than that on 2nd and 5, getting a 6-yard loss, taking Carl Albert back to 3rd and 11.
3:35 to play, and Stillwater again using the 2nd of 3 timeouts. Carl Albert has 2 remaining. Been a blast, Sean, to be with you again. Love working with you, especially in atmospheres like tonight. This is a big-time atmosphere, even by a small college standard.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. It's always fun to share the booth with you. And, again, you said it a few times tonight, but just thanks to the folks at Carl Albert for hosting a first-class event and letting us be a part of it tonight. Again, just one of the true great venues in the state of Oklahoma to watch a high school football game.
As I've said, I've called a lot of basketball in the arena here for state tournaments over the years. Never done a football game here, but boy, it's a delight. If you're a football fan, you just want to travel around the metro area and see good games, come to Carl Albert and take in this environment.
Yeah, just one of the best overall productions, by the school and the athletic department of really making high school football an event here. Just the environment second to none.
3rd down and 11 after the big tackle by Sensitifar. Line of scrimmage at the 46. Collier handles the snap, quickly gets it out left. Ball is caught, twisted and turning back across midfield and tackled at the 48-yard line. And try to see who it was. It was in traffic. It was Marquise Evans that made the catch. And now it becomes 4th and a little bit more manageable. 4th and about 4.5 with the line of scrimmage at the plus 48. And Stillwater will use their final timeout with 3:23 to play.
Good job there by Marquise Evans. Staying in bounds right there. That was kind of a tough spot for him to stay in bounds, but he fought to keep that clock running and force Stillwater to burn their last timeout.
Picks up 7 of the 11 needed yards. What do you do here? You take a delay of game, let your punter pin him deep. He's already pinned him at the 6 once tonight and make him go the entire length of the field without timeouts and needing 2 scores.
I think given a 2-possession game, yeah. I think you kind of trade the yardage here knowing they're out of timeouts. Try to draw them off sides, see if you can buy a cheap first down right here. If you can't, you got no problem kicking it and making them drive 80 or 90. At that point, it would be under 3 minutes with no timeouts in a 2-possession game.
Well, and they really haven't shown the ability to drive the field that length, with the exception of their last series. But that was a little misleading. Of the 82 yards, 71 came of that one pass play.
Yeah, I agree with you, Todd. If you find yourself in that situation, obviously from a defensive standpoint, just focusing on not giving up the chunk play and make them grind it out.
No doubt that Davis will punt. I wondered if they might take a delay of game and give him a little more yardage to work with. He stands back at his 39, should still be able to pin the Pioneers deep. Stillwater is going to come after the punt, or at least it looks that way. Davis gets the protection, sends it down the middle of the field. It's an outstanding punt. Hits at the 10. Big bounce to the 5. Now bounces back to the 11, and it's finally down there by Austin Johnson. That was just a bad break for Carl Albert. That ball looked like if they had it surrounded to the 5-yard line, that it was going to be at the 5 or even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, I got a little greedy there, but that great punt, regardless, by Austin Johnson. Again, forcing Stillwater to take that ball right around their own 11-yard line with 3 minutes, 12 seconds left, down 2 scores, no timeouts. You feel really good about the execution there.
Bo Davis, coming into the ball game, had punted just 3 times for an average of 27. He has had a season best in terms of punting. Well over 34 per boot tonight, and 2 that have placed the Pioneers inside their own 20. They went 3 and out after starting their own 6. That was early here in the fourth quarter. They start this drive in the 10, and now a flag thrown from across the way. And Carl Albert's offsides. So it'll be 1st and 5 from the 17-yard line with 3:12 to play. 2-score lead for the Titans, and again, the Pioneers without timeouts. I don't know if Taptoe is injured. I don't know if they've elected just to go with Evans primarily here in the second half as he remains out there. He's going to throw deep left. Ball a little underthrown. The catch is made of the 43 up to the 48-yard line. And that play goes for even more if it's not underthrown, but the receiver that time had to hold up and wait for the ball to get there. The catch was made by Jamal Livingston.
Yeah, but it's tough to argue, with them going with Evans here for whatever reason. Most of the second half, he's shown some toughness, made some big plays.
Evans to throw again from his own 40. Here comes the blitz, and they've got him. And guess who? Joe Thomas was the first to get back there for Carl Albert. He had some help from LeBron Royal, who's coming alive here in the second half. It was not Thomas. It was number 7, Royal, along with Thomas Welch that was back there, and Joe Thomas was as well. Lost back to the 40, brings up 2nd and 18. Clock rolls. Back to throw Evans. Throwing deep left on the boundary of the ball. Caught! A great throw and a great catch at the 20-yard line. And immediately Deacon Jones is up off the turf, signaling first down as they just hit a huge 40-yard pass play.
What a ball right there by Evans. He put it where only his guy could catch it, and then Deacon Jones did the rest. Those guys continue to impress. Stillwater's got some receivers that are going to give people problems all year.
Line of scrimmage is at the 20-yard line, and it was Deacon Royal again that made a big play in the passing game. He had the 71-yard catch and run for a score that gave Stillwater their last touchdown. There was a flag down. They pick it up, and sometimes I wonder if they threw a flag maybe for taunting, because he did immediately come up in the face of the defender and signal a first down. Back to throw is Evans. He's going to throw deep left again, looking to the end zone, back corner, and it's caught, but out of bounds, and the ball dropped. Double covering Deacon Jones again, right at the pylon of the back left corner of the end zone. Boston Holland and Jake Farley were in coverage for Carl Albert. Clock stops with 2:19 to play.
Another pretty good ball right there by Evans. Just gave Jones a chance. Just great job by the Carl Albert secondary breaking it up.
To me, and this is just one game, Sean, but Evans looks the part because he's 2 years older than Taptoe. Taptoe's just a sophomore. Ethan Evans, a 190-pound senior. He's got good size, good pocket presence, 6'5". 2nd and 10 for the 20. Here's the throw over the middle. He had a receiver, and it's incomplete. I think he was looking for David Thomas, who was streaking down the middle of the field, had gotten past Webster, but the ball overthrown by a good 5 yards.
Well, we've talked about this name over and over tonight, Todd, but number 57 for Carl Albert, Joe Thomas, affected that throw, gets in, hits the quarterback, rushes that throw, and it's affecting everything.
2 down territory to pick up 10 yards. We're at the 20. 3rd down and 10. Clock stops, 2:15 to play in regulation. Stillwater with the ball down 9. Now they're going to check out of the play. Play clock, though, is getting deep. It's already down to 4 seconds. They better hurry, and they're in jeopardy of taking a delay of game, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They have not thrown a flag. Now they finally do, and that was at the urging of the Carl Albert crowd. And I swear to you, Sean, that was at least 4 seconds after the play clock hit 0.
Yeah, you wonder if the referees were thinking some type of play clock malfunction there, but it looks like it just took Stillwater a little too time to get
over. That's just a killer, because now the line of scrimmage back at the 25. It's 3rd and 15. On third down conversions of 8 yards or more tonight, Stillwater has converted just 1. They don't have to get it all right here, but you better get a good chunk. Back to throw again. Evans throws over the middle, caught 10 and down to the 8-yard line. That's Deacon Jones who is coming alive. And they say move the chains. It will be a first down and goal to go at the 8-yard line on a 17-yard Evans to Jones catch it. They quickly gather at the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes to play. Back to throw Evans. He's going to throw in the end zone and was looking that time for Deacon Jones, who was covered one-on-one by Marquise Evans, the junior corner. Stops the clock with 1:58 to play. And again, it's second down and goal to go.
If you're the Stillwater coaching staff right there, I think Deacon Jones had some space there. You like to see that ball come out a lot earlier. Feel like Evans held on to that one a little too long.
Second and goal to go at the 8. Clock stops. 1:56 to play. Again, the Pioneers without timeouts. Down by 9. Back to throw Evans again. Throws to the 5. The pass too high, incomplete. Went through the hands of, I believe that's David Thomas. Boy, it's really tough to see those gold numerals on white jerseys. It's a great look, but for an old broadcaster, a terrible match. Third down and goal to go at the 8. 1:54 to play. Titans trying to rely on that defense that has carried them to so many state championships. Evans to throw for the 11. They blow the play dead. Carl Albert wants a timeout. That'll be the second of their 3 here in the second half, and we'll take a break with them. 1:52 to play. Third and goal to go. Stillwater, the backside of the break here with the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Back to live action. Third and goal to go at the 8 after the Carl Albert timeout. Ethan Evans looking, stands tall, throws incomplete at the goal line, and tremendous coverage in the secondary. And now the game comes down to this goal-to-goal opportunity.
Yeah, 4th and goal here from the 9, Todd. Like you said, this is the game. If Stillwater doesn't convert here, Carl Albert just put a couple knees on it and run the clock out.
The intended target that time was Jaden Adams. We haven't seen him used a lot in the passing game tonight, but he's had a really good game on the ground against one of the top defenses in the Center State. 4th down and goal to go. Here's the ball game with 1:48 to play. Stillwater 28, or Carl Albert 28, Stillwater 19. Adams is in the backfield. He's got over 100 yards rushing tonight. Came in averaging 179.5 per game and over a first down per carry. Certain what the delay is, the play clock has not even started. Both teams are lined up. Now they ready the ball for play. Play clock still is not started. Now they get the signal. And here we go. 4th and goal to go. Pioneers at the Carl Albert 8. Low snap handled by Evans. Steps up, dumps it over the middle. The pass through the hands and incomplete. It was intended for Deacon Jones and Carl Albert. Mo Davis, who was in coverage, starting to celebrate. Well, This may not be as strong of a Titan team as we've seen in recent years, but this is a team that, goodness, they have just reloaded again. And this is a junior-dominated team that is going to make life heck on Class 5A.
Well, you've referenced it a couple different times tonight, Todd. Just still a lot of youth on this team, as well coached as they are, and the expectations they have here for this football team. They're going to continue to do nothing but improve throughout the year, which is bad news for the rest of 5A. These guys got enough playmakers on both sides of the ball to go for their fourth straight state title.
As a whole, 5A isn't one of the toughest leagues in the state, but I'll tell you, when you have the target on your back like Carl Albert has year in and year out, to be able to continue to win the way they do is a testament to the culture of this program. Out of the Wildcat, it is Matthews, and he's going to pick up 3 to the 11-yard line. 90 seconds in counting to play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. Look for the Titans to work that play clock down under 5 as we see Collier coming in. And now Nick Hill, who'd been out there for that series at right tackle, all 300 pounds of him, comes to the near side. It is one thing to get to the mountain. You know that, Sean, as a coach and an athlete, it's a totally different thing to stay there.
Well, it's tough, like you said, because once you get there, you're going to get everybody's best shot. You're getting you got a target on your back. You're the biggest game on the schedule for every team that year. But, that's just the expectation here at Carl Albert when these kids come up through middle school and high school and they look up and see those state championships up on the press box. It's just what they do here.
Anderson takes it in. Collier loses 3 back to the 8. It's academic at this point. They'll have to snap it one more time. There's a difference of about 15 seconds on the play and game clock. We're down to 30 seconds to play for Midwest City. Collier gets the snap from LeClaire, takes it in. The lights start to flash, and the celebration begins here on the campus of Carl Albert High School and Gary Rose Stadium at Jim Harris Field. Final score tonight in a pair of unbeatens and top-ranked teams. 5A's 3-time defending Kingpins get the best of 6A2. Number 1 Stillwater, 28-19. We'll take a break and be back to say goodnight right after this final message on Squirtle.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Satisfy yours.
Welcome back into the booth at the Palace on Post Road, a.k.a. the home of Carl Albert's Titans, 19-time state football champions, and a team that is now 3-0 and has solidified themselves clearly as the team to beat again in 2025 in 5A. They win it tonight over one of the top teams in 6A Division II, Stillwater, 28-19. And first of all, overall, Sean, your thoughts on this ball game?
Well, how fun, Todd, was it to be part of this game tonight? We've talked about it. That was kind of the marquee game in the state tonight with the top-ranked team in 5A and 6A2. So how fun was it just to be here and get a front row seat to 2 really good teams? They're going to be playing late in November, December. That's the expectations for both squads. So extremely fun to be a part of. Carl Albert got the best of the matchup tonight. Just a lot of playmakers that made plays at the right moment. But how fun was it to be a part of this?
Turnovers have really spurred Carl Albert down to this 3-0 start. They forced 3 more on interceptions tonight. They're +8 in turnover margin in 3 weeks. and it was that secondary that was very, very good. But let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Talk about Matthews, talk about Makari Johnson, who really you could mention him in both sides of the football. He had an interception tonight and also a touchdown catch. I thought LeBron Royal played well, and then, of course, Joe Thomas as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Matthews was kind of the engine of the car all night for that Carl Albert ground attack. You know, he just seemed unstoppable at times with what they were doing with the running game, getting 6, 7, 8 yards of carry, wearing down that Stillwater front. Matthews was a huge part of that. Makari Johnson made big plays at the right time in the receiving game. Defensively as well, Austin Johnson with the big touchdown pass there, and I think receiving catch, in the third quarter. So those guys, just huge playmakers on that side of the ball for Carl Albert.
Let's talk about Stillwater tonight. It all starts with Jaden Adams on offense. This guy is as tough as a $2 steak because, I mean, just when that big front thought they had him to the ground, he was able to jump cut or pivot on a dime and pick up a lot of what he averages per carry of almost 10.
Yeah, I mean, I know Stillwater came out on the short end of the scoreboard tonight, but these guys are going to be just fine. They got a ton of playmakers on that roster and that sideline. You mentioned Jaden Adams, how explosive a back he is, how impressive we were with him tonight. David Thomas, Deacon Jones, just the amount of playmakers they got. Ethan Evans looked good at quarterback, coming in, making plays, really kind of opening up that passing game. So Stillwater, again, I know tonight's a disappointing night for them, but they're going to be just fine as the season goes on. They got a bunch of guys that can make plays for them.
I'm not going to speculate. I don't know if Taptoe was injured. I don't know if they went to a guy they thought had the hotter hand, but I thought Ethan Evans today really kept them in the game, especially in the second half.
Yeah, did a great job. Made some big plays, made some big throws. Hit that long one to David Thomas, I believe, that 60-yard touchdown, 70-yard touchdown. So he came in, just looked calm, collected, kind of gave him some consistency and rhythm there at quarterback.
Carl Albert now has beaten Stillwater 3 of 4 meetings in a series that first played back in 2000. They've won 3 in a row. The Pioneers won that inaugural meeting 42-30. Carl Albert now has won both games of the home-and-home series in 24 and 25. Last year, 30-0 in Payne County. Tonight here in Midwest City, 28-19. Always, my friend, good to sit with you, talk football in the booth, and hopefully we'll have another opportunity or two to do it.
Absolutely, Todd. Always a pleasure. Thanks to the Squirtle crew for letting us be a part of it tonight.
Thanks to Squirtle. Thanks to Carl Albert and everyone here at the school for their support and certainly allowing us to be a part of a big-time matchup tonight here in high school football. Final score, final time. You see it on the screen. Carl Albert 28, Stillwater 19. For Sean, for Tyler, for Toby, I'm Todd. Till we see you on down the road, good night from Midwest City.